This episode is brought to you by Precision Fuel and Hydration, a proud supporter of the Inside Running podcast. It keeps us fueled on our long runs and races and has for a long time. Precision Fuel and Hydration is the answer. Their free online planner helps you nail your sodium and carb intake so you don't fade when it matters most. Are you training for your next big race and still guessing your nutrition? Well, Inside Running podcast listeners, 2026 is a year that we stop winging it. Visit precisionhydration.com, and while you're there, place your first order and get 15% off when you use the code INSIDE26. Welcome to episode number 459 of the Inside Running podcast. A massive thank you for being with us for another week. Got a big show for you this week. We got a very special guest co-host that we'll get to in a second. We've got the European champs to talk about some drug bust news out of the USA. Also, a result from our guest on the weekend, Jimmy Whelan, to discuss. Listen to question, Moose on the loose, some whispers, Kook or Lord. Got a couple of submissions there as well, and we'll be previewing a few things that are coming up. Welcome to my co-host. He's one of two Australian representatives on this podcast this week. Julian Spence, how are you this week?
Pretty good, mate. Thank you. Pretty good.
That's good. How Anglesea? Good.
Anglesea, very nice evening down here. No wind. We've got these burning off. I'm not sure what the actual word for them now is, but you know, they do like planned burns, and they're like, we look out over our deck and can see all these planned burns happening. And when the sun went out, you can just see full like flames of bushfire out there. It's knowing it's under control's nice, but it's still a little confronting because it's probably 2 to 3 kilometers away.
Yeah. I know your house and I know those windows that you'd be looking out of. And that would be, quite a strange view. Our other co-host tonight, Moose, our man's in Thailand, and I think he's doing well. A few little messages. Feels like he's just starting to relax over there. He's on day 4 or 5. But we've got an Olympian, an Australian representative. We think she's an owner of 2 Woodway treadmills, and the people in the treadmill world tell me that's a very, very good thing to be owning. So 2 Woodway treadmills and 2 Australian records, I think, Izzy. We've got the 10K road and the half marathon. Welcome back to the Inside Running podcast.
Thanks, Brady. Thanks, Moose. Good to be back on. Looking forward to it.
Thanks for being here.
Great to have you.
One of our mostly requested fill-ins, isn't it, Moose? Everyone's like, get Izzy on as much as you can.
I appreciate it. But it makes it tough for me because it means my Wednesday run, I don't get the podcast to listen to because I can't listen to myself for 90 minutes, but that's all right.
You could if you wanted to, just to give yourself a bit of a report card. Just, listen back.
Enough YouTube editing recently. I've had enough of my own voice and face that I don't think I could withstand that anymore.
Oh, so you're doing that yourself?
I'm doing a little bit myself, and then I've got my last video I posted just yesterday. Hayden, who works for us at the Run House, he filmed and edited that, and he did the one for the Gold Coast too. So the high quality, polished, well filmed videos are him, and the home style edits with me vlogging are me putting it together now.
I was wondering how Riley got onto the video because the first thing I thought was,
made it.
This is a really unnatural person in front of the video.
Yeah, he prefers to be behind the camera.
Yeah, no, he does his best work off camera, I reckon.
Is that strategy, Izzy, that you're I want some more chilled out, not highly produced stuff, but then every third or fourth one's a bit more polished?
Yeah, it is. But also going back, I guess, long story short with the YouTube, I actually started it. The first one I filmed was back in December 2024. And it was because we had a guy working for us doing content at Runners One whose wife had a sewing YouTube. And he was like, you guys should do YouTube. You have such a market there to for your videos. And I was like, I don't know. But he filmed one, put it together, and it was really good. But I kind of chickened out and didn't post it. And then I posted it 3 months later when I was like, whatever, I'll put it up. And after that, I really enjoyed it and I wanted to do more, but it just was really expensive. And I was getting different people to edit for me, and it was just really not worth it at all to do it. And I kind of like didn't know how to continue it long term. And then when I came back home last year after being away in Europe, I just kind of figured out like, yeah, working with different people, and then realizing that I probably should have to do something myself if I wanted to see any return on it. And then now, like Hayden working for us, it just turned out that he's a barista, head of our retail at the Run House, but he did like a little bit of a mock-up edit for me on something, and he was so good. And I was like, Hayden, you're so good at this. Let's do like one a month. And he's really good, and it just makes it a different part of his role. But yeah, so that like I guess just logistically, it doesn't make sense. Like I'm still in the red for doing YouTube, so it's better that I do some of the videos myself to keep it like the momentum going.
It to me, it makes so much sense that a brand would fund that for you. Like considering that you are promoting these brands, and like this is, yeah, you're like I feel like if those ones that we've watched overseas, whether it's Clayton Young doing, remember his nutrition one, Cadence,
Yeah,
and then even like Jimmy Whelan, like the Nomeo one, I feel like there would be funding available for you, or that it would make sense that a brand would contribute because they get a lot out of it.
Definitely, I think so, and I think it's a really organic way to showcase your sponsors, because I always find it quite hard doing Instagram because it feels very forced and it's very quick, and you know, whether you're holding a drink or holding a product just seems a bit like salesy. Whereas if I can actually show people in like a 15-20 minute video my routine and how things fit into my routine, it's actually like way more authentic to me, but it's actually showcasing how the products are used too. So I think it's way better. I mean, I would say that when I met with Pillar, like for this next year, and told them about YouTube, whether or not they were going to, you know, give me more support or not, like that did increase, and they were really keen that I was doing that. So I do think it's hard to quantify, because sometimes just because a brand's not paying for that certain video, they're investing in you, and they think that you're a good ambassador because of all the different stuff that you do. So I certainly feel like I'm still like it's not just doing it for, I love sharing the journey, and it's a different way than being on Strava. It kind of gives people a bit more of a deeper insight into some things. And I think that I have a really unique situation, just like being a business owner, being an elite athlete, but like also having a sort of a different life to what probably any other elite athlete might have. So it's just cool to showcase that. But yeah, I do feel like I'd love to get to the stage where a brand came on was like, oh, we'll like sponsor a series. But I also don't want the pressure, like leading into this race, Chicago, like I don't want a series where every week I have to show up if I don't want to. I kind of like having the control to do it as I feel, and showcase the things that I want to show. So I think it's a good balance at the moment, but hopefully it continues to grow.
The business world of YouTube, Izzy, like I'm just on your page now. Like you're seeing, I don't know anything about like YouTube numbers though, but like the one you put up a day ago has got 5.5 views already. It looks like you're kind of like 10, 30,000 on some videos. Like, is there a magic number that you need to get to that you're like, okay, now this is successful and it sustains itself? And I think you said before, you're not in the red anymore.
Yeah, it's just because I've invested in things. Like I've paid early days, I was paying like $1,000 for a video or something, right? Like I was paying a lot to get stuff made. And I've sort of bought my little, DJI camera. I bought some new mics last week. So yeah, those kind of things. I flew Hayden to Gold Coast to film that video. So there are like obviously just like costs going into it there. But like I've just got a spreadsheet because I like to just keep track to see like how it's going. And like I think I was like almost like going to be like I was $2 away from being like in the green, and then I bought some mics. But you know what it's like, you have to invest in that. And I don't know, like I'm sure that massive views you can get good return on them, but I mean my videos like make $300 at the most when they're like a really, but it's hard to know, like it doesn't make sense. Like some months are higher because of like Black Friday or like Christmas and like ads and stuff too. So it's way too complicated to work out. But like the most of my videos made is like $350 for like my highest sort of views. But it's like about 10 cents a view, I think.
Okay.
So just leave it running.
Yeah. Listeners, keep hit refresh a couple of times. Do you think it's a requirement now in 2026 for elite athletes to have a YouTube channel? Because we're seeing more and more of it.
I don't think it's a requirement. I think that having a presence on some form of social media is definitely going to be beneficial, and you'd be silly not to be doing that. But it's not for everyone. And like it just suits different personalities. I don't think you should do anything if it's going to take away from your running or from your overall happiness. And like, there's way more side hustles that you could do to make like better money. It doesn't have to be social media. You could just have something else on the side, whether it's like completely separate from running. But I think naturally there is a market for this, and I think that it is really interesting. I've kind of like this year I was like, oh, it's pretty bit saturated. Like everyone seems to have their own YouTube channel, and I feel a bit like cliche, but I think I'd regret it if I wasn't doing it, because actually, like back when I lived in America, when I was like 20, I wanted to start a YouTube channel then. Like I could have been the first.
Yeah.
But I succumbed to the like fear of other people's judgments. And I wish I hadn't, because I think I would have really enjoyed doing that in college too. But yeah, exactly. You learn at some stage, you just not really care about what other people think.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a requirement. I think it's good. And we're in a sport where like there is lots of opportunities. And the one thing that got me was that like I'm seeing, and I say this in the nicest way, like influencers posting about different things, their races, what they do. And I'm like, oh, like, wouldn't it be good to showcase like, I don't mean to be elitist, but like what someone does who actually wins the race, or, you know, is like, yeah. So I just thought that was just like, can we have a bit more of that in there? And so that's what I want to add to, and just give a different understanding. There's obviously lots of different insights are great, but I just felt like it'd be cool to have more of that.
The shoe world is similar. Some of the best YouTube, or like the highest views on the shoe review sites, I watch that and I think this is incredibly amateur. Like in their takes on these shoes, their comments, their assessments of them, and they're the ones out there performing really well. And I think the same thing. Like, how good would it be to get a shoe expert on here, or someone who's sort of deep in the industry who can talk about it with a lot more finesse and discuss at a higher level. And yeah, it's the same as sort of watching your videos or like an elite athlete's videos. Like I want to watch that. Like that interests me, except for those corners that you go around. Can you get your cameraman to stand at a different spot, please?
Yeah.
I think we did. Like,
I
think that boat was missed though, Moose, and that's where those influencers or the people who you're referring to like got in early, build their audience, and it's just like, oh, like if you started this 6 years ago doing shoe reviews, you would be that man now.
Yeah, you got to really commit to it, don't you? Like you got to go all in.
You have to really commit. That's the thing. And like most people, and even myself, when I first started doing it, like I like half-assed it. Like I did post for 6 months, like that kind of stuff. You have to be really consistent. So yeah, it's interesting, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's part of the world we live in now, where you're sort of required to have a bit of a personality, a bit of a presence on offer in a sport like athletics, where it's just not quite the same as being a footballer or something like that.
So just as an example, coming up, we've got Ed Marks sort of breaking out on the scene, and he's the hottest property, or he was. I believe he signed something, but hasn't announced it yet. So he's the hottest property in terms of the front of the race, who's performing, potentially Olympian, like that's what people are talking about. But he has next to zero social media presence, from what I've seen anyway. Do you feel like that's inhibited his earning power?
100%. Yeah, definitely it would. But I also think that, like, not to be gender biased, but girls usually are better at putting themselves out there in this space. And obviously you've got Andy and Jimmy as examples. Clayton, lots of guys are doing it. But like notoriously, like girls seem to be better at sort of taking those opportunities and taking on a bit more in terms of like the social media or like the other marketing things. But yeah, it definitely would. And that's okay though, if that would be a detriment to his running. Like obviously it's just, I imagine that doesn't suit his career and doesn't suit a lot of people. They want to sort of just focus on the running and come out and do that. And obviously he has his engineering and other interests too, that he doesn't feel like he needs to do all these other things, because he's obviously got other interests too outside of running that can be a viable career for him too.
Yeah, that sort of athlete has to be a little bit better to earn the same amount. Maybe like the Galen Rupp's the perfect example. Like that bloke was not in the media for 15 years because he was performing at such a high level. He just didn't need to.
Yeah,
He
and I
brings
think
up
that
so often as the one guy. Like I did
he's
in the
an
Rory
example.
Linkletter interview. I'm like, Galen Rupp model.
Yeah.
He's that one guy.
He definitely is the shining example of that. But yeah, that's just like so different because he was just like the poster boy for Nike for such a long time, and just like such a different species.
Yeah, did nothing though in the media.
I went up to him at Boston, and I like had this conversation. It was so awkward because I was just kind of like a bit fangirl, but like you're not going to get much from him. It was interesting.
Pre or post race?
Cool. I think it was post race actually. Maybe. Oh no, it would have been pre race. Yeah.
Well,
tell us more. What did you say?
I want this. I want to hear
just like in the like where you get your food. Like it's just really beautiful. Just for the athletes, like in the hotel, it's amazing. It looks like you're in like a castle or something. It's an incredible hotel. But I was just kind of like speaking to someone about like, oh, it's so cool to be here as part of like the elite field and with all these amazing athletes. And I was like Galen Rupp. And I was like, hi, Galen. Big fan. And he was like, oh, thanks. And I was like, cool. Good luck. Yep. And he kind of stood there. And I was like, yep. Awesome. See ya.
I think you nailed how awkward it was. I'm feeling awkward just listening to that.
And I think Riley was standing there like, what are you doing?
I love that.
Yeah, it's so good.
Let's talk some running though, Izzy. Since Boston, returned to he got back into shape really quick, like Gold Coast, the 67.29 up there, up to the Sunshine Coast for a 68.49 on a bit of a wet day, nearly slipped over at the finish line. Shape's good. Made the decision to do Chicago. We were maybe thinking Sydney, ASICS event, some good money, stay local. But also exciting prospect seeing you on a fast course at Chicago.
Yeah. What do you want to unhash there? Well, I guess, after Boston, I did actually have quite a good break. Like for me, I stayed in the States for 2 weeks and I maybe had like only 2 or 3 days off, but then I really just like jogged 30, 40 minutes an hour every day. Didn't train twice a day for the next 2 weeks until I got home. I was itching to get back to sort of normal training, but it was really good for me. I was staying with friends and, having drinks and enjoying myself a bit more and just really trying to like lean into that switch off mindset a little bit. I did do one session with the UW track team, which I probably wasn't quite ready for and hung on for them for that. But yeah, it was nice to have a little reset. And I kind of thought, you know what, doesn't matter what shape I get back into. I've got ages to figure out what I'm going to do next. And I really wanted to, reset. But it came around quickly. I think like 3 weeks of sort of normal training before Launceston. And I was really nervous going into that race. And I guess I shouldn't have been because I'd like won comfortably and felt really strong and had a good performance there. But I was a bit surprised to run sort of that. I thought like 69.30 or 69 low, but to go under 69 I was pretty happy with. And then from there I was like, right, like I can definitely run heaps faster at Gold Coast. Like I didn't feel like I had done that much training. I felt a bit like just sort of getting back into it. So I was like, give me another 5 weeks, I'll definitely be able to run faster. But then Gold Coast definitely surprised me again. It kind of seemed funny now because I was really disappointed to miss my Australian record and to run 67.29. But I didn't actually like when I got asked about what pace I wanted to go out at, I said 32 flat, which is 67.30 pace. And we just had an awesome group. I sat in the pack. It was a bit argy-bargy to start with. It was quite a pretty big pack of guys. Really, really fun, amazing race. And I just maintained the pace really well and ran exactly what I started out at. But I don't think I ever really gave myself the opportunity to go for that record and so I can't really be that disappointed to miss it because essentially I know as like male athletes I run against, when it gets to 16, 17 Ks, they can push on and they can get like a couple Ks, like, 10 or 5 seconds faster. But that's not, as a female and just in my physiology, like I'm just much more of an even runner. So I can't rely on just slicing off, 10 seconds in the last K. So I need to be very even. So I ran that like to a T, really good pacing strategy. But I think if I had wanted to target that record, I really needed to go out at, a bit faster pace. But yeah, great run. Like I really can't be unhappy with it because to do that in Australia and off training at home I feel like that was a really good run and made me happy because when I ran 67.17 in Maragami, I was so shocked. I just could not believe it. It was faster than I'd ever comprehended. And I wondered if I just trained so hard in those 4 or 5 weeks at Falls Creek that I'd never be able to replicate that because I just accidentally peaked for it on my prep for Nagoya. But now having been able to do it again and get, pretty much the same time and do it in a different way, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like that wasn't a fluke because I've run so many 68s, 68 mid, high, 69. But, you got 167 and you just think, was that just a fluke? Was it a perfect day? Will I ever go that fast again? But now I'm like, no, I can go faster, like definitely. So yeah, happy with that one.
You bring up an interesting point about the gender differences and how you mentioned your male training partners have the physiology to kick down. Is that because they have more muscular power, or do you mean that that's just your individual physiology versus theirs?
I think overall it's more men versus women, a little bit. But then, of course, myself just personally, I feel like I'm a rhythm runner. I'm like very even and controlled. And, I know that if I run at a certain level in a 5 or a 10K, I could probably, I can do a faster K by 5 seconds at the end and slice a bit of time off. But I just think when you're running at when I'm running at my sort of river for a half, like, yeah, I can't rely on like going faster than that. But I think just because I train with guys, I just notice that I can be a lot more controlled, hang on to them in like threshold reps or longer threshold. But then as soon as we do, anything under like a 2K rep or a 1K, like I just get my doors blown off. And often in the last couple of reps, like I'm maintaining, or it's like the last 600 of the rep, I'm getting faster, but they're just getting way faster. And I'm not sure the exact like physiology or science of it, but it just what it feels like to me.
My theory on this is, Moose, that those guys actually aren't as good as converting. Like you look at like they're actually 14:20 or 14:30 guys and probably should be running 60,
and they're sitting in a bit more,
and then they sit in your pack and then they like kick home, and I'm like, and then they get celebrated by for putting 20 seconds into the last 3K, and it's like you guys should have been a minute up the road anyway.
Yeah. There's a few. There are obviously other guys I passed in the last couple of Ks too, so it's not like everyone's not the same. But the people I seem to race against, they're like kicking down. I'm like,
I bet you if you raced them over a marathon, you'd smoke them as well.
Probably.
Yeah, they wouldn't be able to hold it together like you do. Anyway.
Can you just talk? You ran 3 half marathons. You didn't mention Sunny Coast. Do you want to just mention?
Oh yeah,
Sunny Coast quickly because I had a question about her half marathon.
Yeah, well, actually, and in between there, I did run Melbourne, which was more of a training run. Like I just went there because I had to go to a shoe launch and I got offered to go, be put up for the weekend. There was no prize money or anything, but I just thought it'd be fun. I'm going to go for one day. I'll go for 3, make a weekend out of it. And that was fun. But that course is hard. Like I ran just sort of tempo effort and ran like 72:30. But anyone who ran a PB, like that is, it's a fun course. Like it's different. It's like I'd never run through the Docklands before. But it definitely was tricky. That was actually the sorest I pulled up from all these half marathons was run Melbourne. But Sunny Coast, that one wasn't necessarily on the cards the whole time. I just thought, we'll see how we go and how I'm feeling. And then I was like, yeah, it'd be fun to go up. And I really didn't know with that one because I had no one that I knew racing apart from Georgie. I didn't have anyone, that I could sort of know I was going to sit in with. I sort of started my marathon training a little bit and wasn't really tapering. I had two days sort of easier. But that was a fun race. It was just really wet, unfortunately. And I came 9th overall, which I think shows just like, obviously the top guys, Ryan, they finished. And then there was probably a massive gap. Then maybe like 1 or 2 and then a handful of us. So it was very spread out. But I would go back. It was a great event and hopefully better weather in the future.
Yeah.
What was your question?
Oh, yeah. You've run, so that's 4 half marathons in the space of a few months. The feeling that you get for each half marathon, like the way that you run it, at what point do you start to feel like the race hurts to run even? I just want to hear someone describe a half marathon, how you run it, which is almost perfect.
I feel like for me, I get a little sensation around like 13, 14 Ks where it's like, oh, like, you know, that's where you question yourself a little bit. At Gold Coast, I was kind of like, this is where it's getting a little bit hard. And I think because some of the guys in my pack moved ahead, that's where I first kind of get a real sense of it. But at that stage, you're already, like I take it into 7K chunks. So you're already pretty much 2/3 of the way done. And so it's really easy to mentally compartmentalize and be like, I've got 7K to go. And then I find it actually gets physically hard, like actually really, really physically hard in the last like 3K, maybe when I get to 18K, 19K. And for Gold Coast, like at that stage, there was no extra time I could have made up there. That I was going as hard as I could from probably, 18K, like really working, feeling like I was having to be quite powerful in my stride and push and kind of get that real grit and think, 10 minutes to go and use the mind games a bit. But I generally feel really good through, 10, 11K. And it probably wouldn't be until 13, 14 that I start to feel something. But yeah, I guess every race is different, and probably like Sunshine Coast, once I knew I was sort of clear to win, I didn't push, not to sound like, I just didn't push myself to the next level because I didn't need to. I was sort of going to win the race, and I was running a strong time, and I was running with two guys who were awesome. So there was no need to really put myself in the bin. So that was a bit more of a controlled feeling. But yeah, probably Gold Coast, it was like 14K and then 18K.
Hey, it's Brady here. I'm excited to tell you about our partner this week. I've used this one all the time when I go overseas. Croaks will be using it when he's over in Thailand this week. Moose when he went to London. As I said, I gave it a good usage when I was over in Boston earlier this year. It is Saily. Saily is a game changer for staying connected when you travel. It's an eSIM service app that lets you choose from a huge range of affordable data plans in over 190 countries and 8 regions. Think about it, you land in a new city and boom, you've got data, no more scrambling. If you're heading overseas for your next marathon or even a holiday, running is a fantastic way to experience the world. But here's a question. How often has travel planning been a hassle for you? Even staying connected once you land. I know I've been there desperately searching for Wi-Fi, getting stung by crazy roaming charges or wasting time hunting down a local SIM card. Enter the world of eSIM and Saily has you covered. First, you just download the app. You only have to download it once and it's on your device and you're all set. No more swapping SIMs for every country. Plus, the plans are super affordable, which is crucial when you're saving up for those race entry fees and flights. And for those who are planning a multi-country trip, like a European marathon tour, Saily offers global and regional plans too. Imagine this, you're in a new city, using Saily to load your Strava heat maps, you need to find the best post-run coffee spot, and more importantly, you need to stay connected to upload your latest run. Saily also helps you to avoid scams and even has security features to protect your privacy while you're browsing. It's compatible with both iOS and Android phones, and their support team is there for you 24/7 if you need them. So here's the deal for Inside Running Podcast listeners. Saily has teamed up with the Inside Running Podcast to offer you an exclusive 15% off discount on Saily data plans. You need to use the code, all caps, Inside Running at checkout. To get started, download the Saily app or visit saily.com. and check out our link in our social media bios. So when you're traveling next, ditch the roaming headache and give Saily a try. You won't regret it. Hey, Izzy, the decision to run Chicago and not Sydney, was it a hard one?
Yeah, it was a hard one. And I think for me, it did come down to, like, I had to ask myself the question, what am I going to be excited about on Monday morning when I wake up to go for my run? Like, what's going to get me out of bed and get me really excited to train for the next 8, 12 weeks? And I came to the decision that it was Chicago out of those options, because I think in this year, having done Boston, it's an amazing event, but you don't walk away with a time. You walk away with, a place that I wasn't stoked with, a time that I was happy with on that course and on that day, but definitely wanted more. And I feel like I want to run a marathon this year that gives me a time. I want to try and see improvement and progress as an athlete. And I know I've got plenty of years ahead of me, but you never know when you're going to be fit, healthy, mentally ready to go, not have kids, like just all the things lining up in life to run well. So I do want to have a marathon where I kind of do that, and it didn't feel like waiting till December. Like I wouldn't have just waited till December to do Valencia, because I would have been too tempted to do a Sydney and cash in. So it was kind of like, I'm going to do one, whether it's Berlin, Chicago, Sydney in this time period. And at the end of the day, like there was probably more money on the table to run really well in Sydney, but it was like, that's going to be there for me in the future. It's really great to have that. But it didn't excite me as much this year based on what I'd already done and based on what's coming up. So that was kind of the decision. And I know that if I run well, then, the financial side of things will work itself out. So it's sort of a much of a muchness in that sense. And, it's amazing money. Like Sydney, like top Australian, $30,000. That's incredible. Like to have that support is awesome, but it's also not life-changing money. We're not talking about, goal fear where it's like, millions. So I think you have to still make decisions based on what makes you excited.
Yeah, well, get you out of bed on a Monday morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
And also, I think for me too, Sydney was an incredible draw card too, but coming off Boston, like I just didn't quite feel ready to get into marathon training. And I certainly am now. I'm really excited and I'm really enjoying getting into that. But I think running a marathon 2 weeks' time, I would have been pressing myself a bit to really get back into those long sessions and long runs.
I'm with you. I felt like that. Yeah. Like I just listened to Ali talk about doing Ballarat into Sydney, and I'm like, that was, we had an extra week on them, or an extra 6 days or whatever it was, being a Monday race. But I felt like it
goes quickly. It goes quickly. Yeah.
It's best.
But I'll be there, so I'm excited. I found ways to be there.
Can you announce what you're going to be doing there?
Well, I'm going in capacity for ASICS. My mum's running the marathon, so that's very exciting. Getting her 7th star, and I'm going to go to the shakeout run on the Saturday and the after party afterwards and do some media. But I can't see why I couldn't say I'm also pacing now. So I'll be pacing the lead women, which will be fun to be amongst the race too, because I was wondering how to get my session in while I was there. So tick it off in the race.
That'd be the easiest session you do. Lead pack with the women, huge crowds. How long are you going to go for?
I'm going to go 25K.
Okay. At what pace? Like they want like
whatever pace they ask.
I'm just doing the maths here, but if they ask for 2:15, like could this be a stretch?
I don't think that would be the ask. Obviously, I've had a little bit of information so far, and that's not the pace that I've been told. But things could change, and at that stage, like I can only do what I'm capable of, and whether that was halfway, then I'm sure that would be fine too. But usually these conversations kind of get finalised once you're there, and the managers are there, and the athletes. But I think the course record's 2:18. That was Stefan.
Yeah.
So and it's one of those races where it is more about the race and less about the time. So I'd be surprised if there was something faster than that, but we'll see.
Yeah. Izzy's going to make more money than you are that weekend, Moose. Man of things you're booked in to do up there.
Oh, you reckon she'll like shift up on the Forbes 100 list? Go from like 44 to 42.
They should do a runners one. Australian running Forbes list.
Oh, yeah.
Guys who own the shoe stores, Izzy, they're the ones 10 to watch out for.
Yeah, exactly. All we do is we sell coffees and banana bread. That hasn't got much markup, let me tell you.
Yeah.
You just find those woodways on the side of the street.
It's all in the super shoes.
I've got very lucky, I have to say, with those. Very lucky. They don't come by.
Oh, we know you're lucky. We know you're lucky. I've only seen pictures of those.
The first one, I was about to buy a pre-core, and I was buying it from a secondhand place in Victoria, and literally as I was about to finalize the transaction for the pre-core, he's like, "Oh, we've just had this one come up. Like, not sure if you'd be interested." And I was like, "Are you kidding? Done." Didn't even need to see the mileage, know anything about it. Done.
Yeah, so, right. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
I don't
think they knew what they had.
Yeah, there's not too many getting around, I don't reckon.
No, they're hard. They're hard to get your hands on.
Tell us about this marathon block though, Izzy. Like 8 weeks out yesterday. I've done Chicago. Chicago's a great race. As long as it's not windy, you're fine. Big, long straights. I'm not sure if you looked at the course map and stuff.
I haven't.
Crowd's nowhere near as good as Boston though, just because it's like pretty spread out. But just long. Feels like you do just a huge kind of like rectangle of the city to
See,
come
I
back
like
again.
that. Like, I know it's kind of boring. My
in
mum
a
did
rhythm.
it a few years ago and she was like, it's so boring. And I was like, boring is great. We love boring.
Yeah.
Boring's fast.
Yeah.
But
nice
like,
back.
obviously great crowd support too. Obviously Boston's the pinnacle of the crowds, but I think that the Americans get behind their marathons.
Yeah. So training's going well, mileage,
Yeah,
key workouts,
going well.
and then do you want to give us a week of training?
Yeah, I can go through my week. Yeah. I only really just, like, I feel like those half marathons were really good preparation. And I feel like I started the block, I sort of got to 3 months out from the marathon fitter than I expected. And so after Gold Coast, like Riley and I stayed in Brisbane for a couple of nights, and I had quite a good recovery week in the sense of didn't do double trainings, did a couple of easy runs, didn't session until a pretty light session that Friday. So I feel like I took some time to really recover from that. And I've changed my mindset a bit, and I realized that like these races are great training stimuluses, and if you recover from them, then like you get this massive boost going on from it. So I feel like those half marathons have been a really good like sort of preparation for my marathon. And as Moose was saying before about like how I feel in them, I kind of have felt better every one that's gone on and more comfortable running at that pace and running at that intensity. And for me personally, having had some bad sort of niggly hamstrings and glute stuff, I'm getting through these races with nothing, no posterior chain issues, which is a huge win for me, and recovering well from it. Whereas in the past, I'd have some pretty bad, niggly spots for a few weeks afterwards. So apart from Gold Coast to Canberra, that really got my hamstring. But every other one, like I've recovered really well from. So feeling good. Yeah. So actually what I will say is this year since Boston, since coming back, I've sort of done lower mileage. So I've done more like 140 to 160 instead of being more at that like 180 upwards. But I've kept in some elliptical. So where I might have done like 6 double runs in a normal week, or 5 or 6, I've kept sort of 2, 3, even 4 ellipticals. And I've kind of slowly progressed that in the Launceston build into Gold Coast. I was probably doing 3 or 4 ellipticals, and then that's dropped back now a little bit to sort of 1 or 2 a week. But I haven't hit like the highest mileage I'd done since before Boston until last week was like 160 for me. And for me, that's a fair bit lower than where I'd been.
Why?
I just think that overall I've realized that more is not necessarily better, and focusing on quality sessions and feeling good in the sessions and not just like getting through them and then ticking off junk mileage. I've also got huge mileage in my legs from the last like 5 years. I've had no real injuries apart from my hamstring niggles for 7 years. And so I've done, since 2020, I've pretty much done 140K weeks on average without breaks. And so I don't think, now that I've done those even 200K weeks, I don't necessarily need just to keep slogging away at 200K weeks or 180 weeks. And I think that for me, I've really prioritized gym twice a week through this time and not dropping off on that. I'm doing sort of sauna 5 to 6 times a week. I'm doing a bit more cross training instead of running. I get my heart rate up more on the cross trainer than I do for doubles. Double runs, I might be 115, 120 average heart rate. Elliptical, I'm 130. And it's just a different stimulus and, hits different muscles in your body too. So I feel like those things have been priority to keep those in and not fall into the trap of just adding more volume, if that makes sense.
How long do you go on the elliptical for? Like how long does it take you to get the heart rate up to 130?
Pretty much probably only like 5 minutes.
You go hard on it?
I don't go hard. I usually start, I put it on like mine's like an older Nordic track one. I put it on like 3 resistance at the highest, and then I just sort of lock in, watch Netflix or watch YouTube and just kind of stay steady. If I was injured, I'd do sessions on it. It's great for that too. But I just kind of trying to stay a steady rhythm. And normally it works out that if I'm feeling a bit tired or having, not going as hard, it's 125 to 130 heart rate. And if I'm sort of locked in more to that effort, it works out around more like 135 average. But I'll be, sitting sort of gradually getting it up probably in the first 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You do any heat stuff?
So sauna, 5 or 6 times a week.
Oh wow. It's a well-rounded program, isn't it? Gym.
But now
running.
we've got the gym. We've got our, like we call it that Runners on Athletic Club. It's across the road from the cafe. And we've got the 2 woodways and to cool down there and a bike and a physio who I see uses a room there too. We've got the sauna and ice bath. So usually I do my double runs down there or my cross training, and I just go straight in the sauna after my second training. And that's a good way to make a 30 or 40 minute, 45 minutes in the cross trainer, 15 minutes in the sauna. Suddenly that becomes, an hour stimulus.
Yeah.
And then,
Very good.
Yep.
What else you got? What else are you going to spend some cash on? What about an altitude tent?
No, I have thought
house?
about it, but I've actually thought about it. I think that I could probably do the paperwork to request one from Sassy if I really wanted to, but I don't know. I have had my bloods done before after altitude and never seen like a huge increase in that. Obviously, I feel really strong training at altitude, but I think it's more like the different terrain, the more recovery in the day, all of that stuff. I haven't been the best sleeper in my life. And so adding like a tent that makes huge noise and you have to zip into for 12 hours, I just feel like it's, I'm not quite there. Not sure if I ever will be.
It sounds so grim.
Yeah. So, but I can go through my week if you like, this last week.
Well, I guess for people that have watched your YouTube and feel like diehard, like nerds like Moose and I, we watched it this morning and we're like, this doesn't look like the normal MTC marathon block. Like these are new workouts here.
Yeah, we've, I think, I spent a lot of time over the last 4 or 5 years traveling with the group, spending months on training camps and defaulting to what the group does. And I think the benefit of being in Adelaide means that I can sort of do things for what I feel like I need to do at the current time. And especially through this time where it was really not super specific, it was like doing these half marathons, but sort of just trying to be fit and get strong. I've really enjoyed running with Runners One, like with the group sessions out in the morning. The alarm is tough for me in the morning. I definitely don't enjoy waking up at 5:30, 5:45, but that's been fun. So I've just done some different sessions like through training with the group. But I think at the end of the day, it's getting, the same sort of stimulus. We have done a few, long run sessions where I'm doing a bit, do a bit of efforts within the long run. But I think there's a lot of different ways to skin a cat, but just the situation that I'm in now where I'm not spending months with a group, I can sort of figure out what makes sense for me at the current time. So this week is a bit more of a normal structure, but things will kind of shift as I go along. And that was last week that things were a bit different coming off Sunshine Coast and then trying to get a kickstart marathon training.
Yeah.
If you are just on training philosophy and like what might work for you, like let's say you go run 2:23 again at Chicago, would you consider maybe doing something quite different for the following block?
Yeah, and I think that's sort of what happened to me last year. I did run again 2:23, and that was a different reason of other things from coming off the track season and doing too much and everything. But I felt like I needed to make a few changes just within my training to get a different stimulus. I think that certain things work really well for a period of time, but you can't just keep doing the same thing expecting different results. So definitely we'll see some different things, I'm sure, across the next 8 weeks in my training. And I think it's all about just trying to get a little bit different stimulus. And it's like just with the elliptical, like it's just giving your body a bit of a different stimulus it has to adapt to and change things a bit differently. Like I can whack reps, I can do a 2.5 hour long run, but I think for me it really comes down to that strength in the back end of the marathon, when you can sort of run well under fatigue. And part of that too is, my gym stuff being really important, because I do feel like my postural chain has been something that's limited me in the back end of marathons when I'm just fatiguing and my form's going out the door and, my hamstrings are aching and my glutes are cramping and all that. So it's definitely that stuff too. But I think it's all, the big focus is trying to be more specific on the marathon and running strongly under fatigue.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you've got an up close sort of look at someone who's very good at that, Jess Stanton, you're a lot faster than her over every other distance. but she's come out there and run faster than any other Australian ever in the marathon. Like, do you look at that and think, well, I'm doing the math here, I'm probably a 2:19 runner?
Yeah, I definitely think it's possible, and I'm sure Jess, thinks that she could run faster too, because I know that she felt like there were things that she could have done better in that prep even too, which we always think, and it's always good to feel like there's more room there. But yeah, I do think that, and I just don't think I've given the marathon the respect it deserves in the last few years. I've jumped between the track and the roads, and I think that's great. I don't regret that at all. I've had a great career between different things, but I think that I really have to commit to it to get the most out of myself. And that's what I'm doing now is, I'm not doing a side quest to try and do comp games or do a 5K or, improve my 10K time. I'd love to run faster in the 10 on the road too, but what does that really mean to me at the moment? I think they're side quests that I can look at later. And I think, I definitely feel like with Jess, she's run 20 marathons that it took her to get that Australian record. And she's a phenomenal athlete, but her and Adam, credit to the team, they're so precise at what they do and calculated and planning for that success. And you can't just, hope that you'll find that success. You have to really plan for it. And I think the marathon is the one event that it really comes down to planning and precision. It's not just about talent or desire to do it. It really comes down to like the planning, the precision, ticking all the boxes and like doing everything correctly. And Jess is an absolute professional at that. She's just incredible. And, I'm sure that she had other times in her career where she felt like she was in that shape, but she did it on the day and it was exceptional.
Did I tell you about this, Moose? The document he shared with me before I interviewed him after Haftu's record?
You told me that there was a document.
20-page password protected document, nowhere to download it, and it had numbers and all this stuff. Like the only thing I've ever seen close to it is when our mate Jordan Donnelly pulled out his phone at drinking beers after Boston Marathon. He was showing me all these spreadsheets and stuff, but this was next level. I was like, where's the download button? I need to make a copy of this. And then it's like, it's all good. I got the link. No worries. Finished the interview. Like an hour later, I was going to show my wife, Carly.
It's gone.
Couldn't access it anymore. Like shit, I should have been screenshotting every individual. Like the planning that I know you said use the word precise, but it's like, you see why they get those records, and then you're just like, oh, this is a very like the point you're making, individual we're talking about stride length and HRV and like every single stat you can get. And I know you can go over the top with that stuff as well, but incredible planning.
And like Jess, she has a document like that for her pregnancy, which she shared with Jen and I think other women too. Like it's just like massive kudos to that, because you don't get those results without that. And that's one thing that like I've sort of thrown stuff against a wall and hoped that it sticks, and it works for some things. But I think with the marathon, you can't really have that attitude.
Tell us about your training.
Yes.
Let's hear some.
Okay, so last week I did 60 minutes in the morning with Riley. So that was 60 minutes, 4:27 pace, just city running from the run house. And then in the afternoon, I had a special guest, Izzi Hume. She's based in Melbourne, runs for Nike, training for Melbourne Marathon. She's been living in the UK for the last 6 months, so I hadn't seen her for a while. We did 8Ks, 37 minutes, 4:39 pace, and did a sauna, which was lovely. And then Tuesday morning, I did the Runners One group session. I was a bit tired coming off, long run, which you would have seen in my YouTube video. And so this one, it's warm up starts at 6:30, and I was actually running a bit late, so I only got like 4K warm up in, that's right, no strides, nothing like that, just straight into it. And the session was 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. With a 1 minute jog between. Normally I'd do another 6 minute at the end, but this week the plan was just to do a bit of a shorter one. I sort of messed this one up in the sense of I was going to go sort of 3:20s and then cut down sort of 5 seconds a K for each rep. And I was running with Finlay Crisp, who's made some, he's a YouTube regular in my videos. We did 3:20 pace for the first 6 minutes, and then a minute at 3:54 pace. And this is where I probably went wrong, is where I should have actually jogged these 1 minutes. And I felt like I was jogging, but, a minute's not very long to recover. And so I think I probably should have slowed those down a little bit. But the 5 minutes was 3:16 pace, and then 3:55 for the minute. Then I was 3:10 for the 4 minutes. So I'd kind of nailed those first three, and then the 3 minutes was 3:09 pace, and then got to the 2 minutes and we were running up a hill, and so I was 3:10 pace. So kind of just maintained, and then by the last minute I was 2:59 pace. So yeah, but my floats were all my jogs were all around that 4 minute K pace. Last one a bit slower because I was trying to recover before the hard minute. And then I did a 6K warm down. So all up that was like 18.3 Ks, and all done by like 8:15, which is, yeah, pretty wild for someone who previously, trains at 9-10 o'clock and the session's not done until like, I don't know, midday, and then suddenly it's time to train again. So it's definitely the benefit of training early. But yeah, I felt like that one was it definitely felt a little bit hard.
Do you feel like the perceived effort though is like higher in the mornings? Like you're not as warmed up and it's maybe a bit darker.
I do always think that, but I've really surprised myself. I've run some sessions where I've been running, 6:05, sorry, it's like 6:10 for the 2K reps, and sub threes for 1Ks. Like I can go quick in the morning. I've taught myself that, but yeah, this day I was just a bit tired, I think, from long run still in the legs. And that's where it might be good just to wait another day or go a bit easier. But that was all right. And then I went down to Sassy and did 70 minutes of gym with my strength coach, Fabian. And then that evening I just did a double run on my own, 40 minutes, 8.4 Ks, 4:46 pace. Pretty slow. I like to go pretty slow on my doubles. Just like podcast, jog. Never get too quick on those. They're pretty slow.
You're running
and then
concrete, flat? Is that always?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty much, apart from, Adelaide's like great parklands running, but the one way I'll go on the Torrens is up towards like the Hills Way, Campbelltown. And it's not hilly like where you live, but it's certainly undulating and sort of breaks your momentum a bit. Or I run up, there's some other routes you can do, but at the moment I haven't been doing anything too hilly. If I was doing a Sydney or a Boston, I'd be searching a bit more, a little bit more, but at this stage, not so much. I used to run a lot more. I was saying this to someone just this week. I used to run a lot more in the hills as a younger athlete, but yeah, it's just hard when you train hard. You just don't feel like doing a recovery run that's hilly.
Not the Arvo run.
Yeah.
You actually look at your pace on that one, Izzy, or just it is what it is?
No, I don't even look. I just
same.
run.
Yeah.
I usually run 7 or 8 Ks, but this day there was a diversion, so I ran a bit extra around, a bit wider, and it was 40 minutes. And then Wednesday morning, I did 21.2 Ks, hour 35, 4:29 pace. I think I started that one out with Riley and Adam Goddard, and then they were done after an hour. So I put my headphones in and listened to you guys, actually. Would have been my Wednesday run. It's my regular.
Oh,
thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
Actually, you got to mention on my video. On my video last week, I finished my 90-minute run and I said, just listening to Insane Running Podcast.
We enjoyed we were discussing that today. We're
Flick that to the group for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, in the evening did 45 minutes on the elliptical. So, average heart rate was 126 for that one. I did a sauna Tuesday as well. Didn't sauna Wednesday. And then, what are we? Thursday morning, I did 14K, 62 minutes, 4:27s with a couple of guys. Adam, Joe McGee, shout out Joe. He got some screen time on my YouTube video too. He's a Team Tempo runner, but he works for us at the Run House, so he's a crossbreed.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, he's good, very good. And then in the afternoon, I did 7.4K, 34 minutes, 4:40s with Jack and Riley. And then Friday, I did some strides there too. I've just been doing, actually, this is one thing I've been doing since I got back from Boston, once or twice a week, normally Monday and Thursday. But I think Monday I was tired from the long run, so I just thought, didn't need to do strides after that. I do strides, so I do 6 by 20 seconds and then take like 40 seconds walk jog between. And I actually normally do these on the treadmill. So even if I run outside, I'll hop on the treadmill because it's usually dark by that stage, and I will do 3 minute to 250 pace, 245 pace, just get the legs turning over and put my race shoes on too. But this night, actually both wood ways were in use because it was raining. And so I got back and was like, put my shoes on, went out the door and just did them on the street. And so they were 3 minute pace, 250s if it was uphill or downhill.
Can we just throw
need a third wood way? Need a third wood way.
Let's just throw in a quick kook or core, Brady.
Yeah.
Finishing your run and going to do strides, but going in and doing them on a woodway treadmill, and then being so proud of yourself when you went outside and did them on the road. So proud of herself.
I feel like it's a bit like scientific.
It was raining. It was raining.
Like you like the lab rat. You set the speed, you just jump on for 20, jump
exactly.
off.
It's just like, it's not about going super hard. It's about just like locking into that fast rhythm running. And I think that on the woodway, like I can actually really get up to speed and like hold it. Whereas outside, whether it's wind or it's rain or it's like a bit of a hill or a downhill, uphill car, there's so many cars on that street, on the streets around there. Like, I just feel like I can't lock in to that effort pace, but I know.
It also moves. It holds you back from like Chris O and I went through this phase where it was like, how quick could we run our strides? Like we would get 215K pace on our GPSs, and I'm like, full on cannot sprint any harder in my life doing these out front of my house. So at least it gives you some kind of control on the treadmill.
Yeah. See, these are like, I was either going uphill or downhill, so they were like just over 3s or like 250s, like one way or the other. So it's like, not controlled. Then I did a sauna and ice bath, I think, that night too. So no, I just do like 15 minutes in the sauna, maybe 20 at the most. It's like 90 to 100 degrees. It's really hot in that sauna. And then I'll go in the ice bath for like between 5 and 10 minutes. Not super, super cold.
What is the purpose of the ice bath and of like the hot to cold?
So I wouldn't do ice bath on a day I did strength, but I would do it the day before a session if I'm just trying to feel good, feel fresh, make my legs feel fresh, mentally get a nice reset too. Like after doing this I just do sauna and then ice bath. I'll get to Sunday where I do contrast. I go between the two, and that's like just a recovery, like reset, feel good thing. But this is just purely like, like get my legs feeling a bit fresher for tomorrow's big session.
Is that what? I see it happening a lot. I was actually having this conversation with, I think it was Ali, talking about what sauna does. Because you see a lot of people using sauna and ice baths that don't do performance sport. And they're like, I was wondering what the benefits are for those people. If it's
just feel good. But like mental clarity.
Feel good. See, that's like,
I think it's also like you do get like sauna, you do sweat and I don't know, it feels like exercise sort of.
Well, she said she sleeps really well after sauna. Like it.
Yeah.
And so I get like, that's awesome. And that, I don't quite understand. Like I've never really felt that after a sauna. Like I always just feel hot and feel like shit. And everyone else loves saunas.
I think that if you do it like sporadically, then you could feel like pretty crap. But if you do it regularly and you kind of get that benefit, then you do sleep well. It kind of resets you in that sense. But you have to hydrate too. There's no point doing it if you're dehydrated, because you'll just be detrimental.
So it's more of a mental thing.
No, for me it's more performance, sauna, adding like a different stimulus and preparing myself so that if I was to do it, it's just another stimulus really in training, but it's also really enjoyable. It's like 15 minutes where you just switch off and I feel amazing after doing the two. I mean, just after doing sauna, I do feel pretty hot and it's not always like a beautiful feeling, but after doing the contrast, I feel really good.
Like a meditation type thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like downtime.
I can see that.
Put your phone away, just lock the kids out, put the dog outside.
The kids. Who are the kids?
Chuck the twins.
Yeah. I don't have that problem. But anyway, so my Friday, I was feeling pretty fresh after my after my sauna and ice bath. But this morning I have been doing sort of both sessions with the group, but it's got to the stage now with getting into some longer sessions that like I did the previous Friday with the group, 8-minute tempo reps, and that was great. But to do a longer session, I would be trying to keep up with the guys I run with for their session, which would be like 10K, and I'd probably cook myself to try and stay with them if I'm doing a longer session. So the group had like a sort of a wave tempo, which we could have worked in well, but I ended up doing it on my own. I slept in. Riley went out to run as one, and then he hopped on the bike with me, did a 5K warm up, some strides, and we just did the kind of standard 20K of 1K on off. I like this session because it's not super hard, but it's long, so it's a good introductory session when you're sort of building into marathon training. And you could do this, you could do it for 14K or 12K or 18. You could do it any amount. But 20K is sort of a good amount for me. And I've done this. Gosh, I've probably done this one at the start of every block, and then I've kind of come back to it at times too, even after a race when I want a long session but not something super hard. And this was the fastest I've ever done it, and that was promising. But it was funny because Riley was on the bike and I was kind of running into the back of the bike and going like, we're running like too slow, and he's like, no, we're perfect. And then I just decided to turn my splits off and just run to his he was splitting it on the markers. And then I was actually surprised when we finished that overall it was faster than I'd done, but we just did it a bit more controlled. So the paces for us with this one were 3:18, 3:34, 3:17, 3:34, 3:19, 3:32, 3:17, 3:30, 3:17, 3:30, 3:16, 3:30, 3:14, 3:31, 3:14, 3:31, 3:10, 3:29, 3:05, 3:26.
Wow. 3:05 to 3:26.
What was the average?
That's why 3:23. Yeah.
Oh.
And we ran it was a bit over 20K because we ran to the markers. So it was 20.13 on my watch. But yeah, that was good. But it was just funny because early days I was just feeling good, and like 3:18, I'm like, this is slow. But I think normally in the past, what I might have done is like really tried to hit 3:15s early, but been running 3:45, 3:50. And so you're really taking like close to 4 minutes recovery. And then sort of trying to whack it. And I think this was better because, and Riley sort of allowed, I was just running to the pace of the bike too in the end, but it was like the last three, it's like I had, like I was allowed to, it felt like I was, able to sort of push. And that was a good feeling to actually, look down and see a 3:05 and feel like I had even more running in my legs. So that was good.
So, I know the first thing you did when you got back was try to find out what Sinead ran this session in before she ran.
No, no, it's not actually.
Because you already knew. You already knew. So what did she run it in?
I don't actually know.
Oh, that would be
the first thing you did was looked at what you've done it in the past.
No, I just know because the first, recently I've done it. I remember the first time I did it, and it was before Melbourne Half Marathon 2021, my first half marathon. And I did it in 69 high, and Nick told me that whatever you run for this session is an indicator of what you could race a half marathon in. And I was like, oh my God. And I ran 70, just over 70 in the end. But I've never run under 69 for it.
And what was this one? Totally?
That's all I know. 68:10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you just
It doesn't matter though. It's just a
comes
session.
out as your average marathon pace.
For me, it actually was like more the fact that I could run a 3:05 at the end and feel strong and not be cooked. Because in the past, what I've done is I've sort of been, the 3:18s have come later. Like I've run 3:10 or 3:15 early, but there's been a couple of 3:18s late, and maybe you get back down to a 3:12 at the end. But this was just a feeling, and I think I've matured as an athlete. I'm not chasing times or splits as much or Ks. I'm chasing the feeling, and this was a feeling where I was like, oh, this is a good feeling. Like I'm not cooked. And so after that, I ran back 5Ks, and also this is another sign for me that I feel good. is, you know, when you warm down, you've done a session and you just cooked, and you shuffle back to where your car is or where you're finishing, and you don't want to run anymore. But I did 5K cool down, 4:27 pace, you know, back to the run house. And I could go 2K back there and be there, but I've gone and done a bigger loop to get back for 5K.
Though. When you get sub 4:30s and you're not forcing it.
Yeah. Well, I'd be over 5s and I'd just get back there in 2K. And then I went down to Sassy and did 70 minutes of gym, which also old me, I would just be like, oh, that's enough. Like my hamstrings are cooked. But I went down to the gym. Kudos to my strength coach Fabian, who's also Jess Dempson's strength coach. We've got to share him. But yeah, that was good. Nothing super hard in the gym. Step ups, hip thrust, lots of sort of single leg stuff. Very much stability work, and glutes, hammies, that kind of stuff. So got that done, and then I did come home for some more food and a bit of a rest. Don't get much else done on a Friday or a Tuesday. And then that evening I ran on the treadmill at like 6:30 because it had been a long day, and did 8K at 37 minutes, so 4:37s. Just set it to 13K an hour and switch off. Probably watch something on YouTube, can't remember.
Do you go down to, you obviously go to the run house?
Yeah.
Do you have other athletes that can use that facility?
Yeah. So we make it, it's not exclusive, but most of our sort of more, I'd say, elite guys and girls even use it, but it is a bit of a boy gym. So, Adam Goddard, so he's got Will McCann just ran, 14:05 the other day, 5K Fitzy's here. Jack, it's mainly the guys. So it's a bit of fun, but it's open. People can buy memberships or buy passes to use it, but we don't really market it as so much. We probably should more. We could fit a few more people in there, but it's just such a great. The purpose of it is not. It is part of our business, but the purpose of it is to create a high performance environment for me, for both of us, but for, we've got some really good athletes in our group, with Adam, Will, Jack. There's some really good girls too. So trying to create a high performance environment, because it's like in running, like you got to create your own team. I got put on Sassy Gym Access when I made the Olympics. These guys and girls, they don't have that, and clubs, you run for a club, clubs don't have that. So we've tried to create that space that really breeds high performance. And it's great because the guys, go down there every night, do their cross training or their double run, do a sauna, go to grill for dinner. Like it's just, it does really breed that sort of environment where you want to go and do a second training or do something to work on yourself, or whether it's just hopping in the Normatec boots and chatting to your mates for 30 minutes. Like I do think it's really powerful for the people around us who are trying to be good athletes. Yeah, but it's not just elite people. There are some people in the group who use it who are, wouldn't consider themselves elite, but wanting to get better, whether that's strength, bike, bit of sauna.
That sounds like a great culture in there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good.
I would just like the second double run, like that's a time. Yeah. That's like, that's a me time run. I used to enjoy. I was
headphones in.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine going to a gym full of people and having to punch that second run out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think most of the guys are cross training for their double stuff. So it's whether it's elliptical or bike. But yeah, it's a lot of us. We meet at the gym and then go for a run in the parklands, because we're about 600 meters away from the parklands there. So it's just a good spot for running too.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're not all as disciplined as you. Got to get some fun to it.
Discipline? Me? I'm like you're like you like people. Everyone sounds like they're friends over there. I just go and run in the bush by myself and not run into any single other human that I could.
Yeah, I feel like that occasionally. And then Saturday morning, I got up a bit earlier than I would have liked to run with Riley. We ran an hour, 4:31 pace, just over 13 Ks. And then we had a couple of the guys have a gym class on there where there's about 8 of them that do a group gym session together. So that was why we ran before that. I didn't do that. I was just having coffee and hanging out. And then that afternoon, I actually went down to the gym after a massage to elliptical. I could have elliptical at home, but I went down there and it was timing didn't work out logistically. So I got on the treadmill instead because we had to get to a family dinner. And so I did a run that I'd planned to be an elliptical, but that was just 7K on the treadmill. Again, 32, 20, 4:37s. But that would have been an elliptical if my timing had worked out better. And then Sunday morning was just a run house from the long run. Had a really big group. A few people are sort of starting their taper for Sydney, it didn't feel like anyone was really pushing the pace at the front there. We started out pretty conservative, just did a city loop. I knew Jakob was going to be doing 2.5 hours as well because he's doing Melbourne Marathon, so I had someone at least for the long stint. But yeah, the first we were running 4:37 first K, then we're kind of hovering around, I guess, 4:20s, 4:15s. Had a big group to 90 minutes. A couple guys peeled back off, and then a few more of us went to 2 hours. And then by 2 hours, it was just myself and Jakob. And we ended up just pressing not pressing, but just running the last from 29 to the end. So the last, how long did we do? Did 37.5K, and the last sort of 9Ks was all 3:57 down to 3:45 to 3:42 pace. So a bit of a I guess natural pickup. Nothing too hard, but just trying to run a little bit stronger towards the end of the run. And then it was a bit over, so we ran 37.4, 2 hours 36, 4:11 pace. But that was good.
How much climbing in that one? How much elevation?
Not much. 201 meters.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, we went along the Torrens, like we call it Campbelltown Way, which gets a little bit of undulation. But it is definitely a trade-off of where we run. The one I was doing before Boston was sort of up a place called Waterfall Gully Road and back down. But even that, I think that if I was to do Boston again, I'd have to get a little bit more in. But that was good. And then that evening I went down to the run house, went to the gym, and I did contrast therapy. So I did 15-minute sauna, 5-minute ice bath, 10-minute sauna, 10-minute ice bath, and then felt very refreshed. But the overall week was 188 Ks. And I sort of planned I knew it would be close to 180, but with that second elliptical, it would have been a little bit lower. But that was with 1 elliptical and 2 gym sessions and I think 6 saunas.
How many hours is he?
Of running?
Oh, no, everything. Sauna, cross-trainer, gym.
I just put the sauna dial on. I don't actually record it on my watch. Yeah. But it was, so on my Strava here, it says 16 hours and 40 minutes. But that's not including, that's just running elliptical and gym.
You got me blocked or something on Strava?
Must be.
No, I've been private. Yeah. I'm just, no one can see it.
Block those, though. Be a good option.
End of last year, I went off Strava, and I thought I might come back, but I've really been enjoying I think it's nice just to be to not have everyone seeing everything.
Stay off it, I reckon. You know what?
Yeah.
I was looking at your Strava going, I'm going to have to watch YouTube to see your sessions.
Exactly.
Funnel them over.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. That's it. But no, I do miss sometimes, when you have a really good session and you want to share it, but
you want the kudos.
Yeah. But I run with people all the time, so I'm chatting to people, we're running together. It's not, I don't miss that sort of connection from not having Strava. And I don't go on it quite as much anymore and see other people's stuff, which I think also is a positive thing, because it's great. There's so much stuff out there, but you can get carried away with comparing yourself to what other people are doing, or thinking that you're not doing enough, or you should be doing, things differently or more, which is, a trap to fall into. But yeah, it was a pretty solid week. But that was the highest, before that, my highest mileage has been, I think, 164 for some months.
You knew you were coming on from a while out, so I reckon you pumped a few numbers up.
No, actually. And one of my friends who I usually run on a Thursday with, he was like, every time you got into a running podcast, you don't run with me. So I keep losing the shout out. So yeah. I must have planned that too accidentally.
Give him a shout out. Who is it?
Yeah, James Duffy. He's my regular Thursday afternoon runner, but I ditched him this week. I had a meeting and it went later, and then I didn't want to like mess him around by saying, "Oh yeah, I'll meet you at 4:30," and then like not being there. So I just said, "Oh, it's like not going to work out this week." But yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah,
sorry, James.
Still
He'll be listening.
You're going to stay with us for the rest of the show, Moose. Me and
Yes.
you don't have much to recap here, and there's not much news, but this is where we'll get back on the rails. But a bit of an interview there of Izzy and a bit of
sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all amazing.
Very good.
Eric, I don't know what we would have been talking about this week if you weren't here. There's not much in this agenda at all. But Moose, what have you been doing?
I had a bit of a down. I planned it as a down week, but I'm just naturally starting to feel better day to day. So even though I planned a down week, I still ran a bit. Can you see what I ran there without me clicking on it?
I'm just looking at your Monday run though. You ran 87K.
Yeah, 87. Yeah. So I did 90 last week, and I said, I need to have a down week. All I've done has been increasing. And this felt like a down week. Like I pulled back a bit this week. But yeah, Mondays, like I spent the day at home at work. We'll call it like work from home day. And so I had to get out. I think Bree had to get Pia out of the house as well. It had been raining. It was just a shit day. And so we were all getting a bit stir crazy. So I said, I'll take you down the hill to the river, and we'll do a bit of a walk the dog, but I'll jog. You can ride your bike. And halfway through, thought, yeah, this ain't working. So it was just under 20 minutes. I don't really want to call it a run. I kind of just call active recovery is kind of like a thing. It's like a fast walk. Call it fast walk. I see that you ran with Hudson on the bike today.
Today, yeah.
Yeah.
But here's a couple. He can now do my double runs with me.
Like without a problem.
Just stay with me, behind me while we cross the roads. Like abuse the dogs when we see the dogs. He gave this dog a real good spray today, but yeah. But it's good, but asks like a lot of questions. What's that, Dad? What's this? Which way are we going? I'm just like, just follow me. You're right. At one stage, I said to him, if I don't tell you to turn, that means if I don't tell you, we're going straight ahead. Because every little, do we go down there? Just keep going straight unless I tell you.
Just put your earphones in.
But this could be, no, you can't run with your 6-year-old son on the bike with your headphones in. But I'm thinking this now, I'm like, once we've got the same lap too, I'll just take him on the same. Yeah. This is great for Carly. This is like great for me and Hudson to bond, but also like after school, 30 minutes, burn some energy. See you boys in 30 minutes time. Get me out of the house as well.
That's good. Back to Nintendo after that.
But this is 6:00. Yeah, straight back onto YouTube after that.
Yeah, that was the point of that. I shouldn't have even put it up. I was a bit embarrassed. But next day ran 10K in the morning. Felt all right. Pretty good. Nothing that I've noted here as significant. I was just again trying to keep the mileage a bit lower. Wednesday did a workout with Ali, so we met down the street. We meet at the pub, so we park in the car park at the pub. Went 5K for the warm up, and then it was bloody cold. Actually, I remember this. We did. She's in a bit of a lower week as well, and she had 2 marathon workouts last week, like marathon specific stuff. So I just wanted to sort of reintroduce some faster pace, so a bit of threshold. So it was 4 by 6 minute threshold, 1 minute jog, 1 minute hard, 90-second jog. And I didn't realize this because I get dressed kind of in the dark, but I had on white and purple. I had purple shoes. I had bright yellow shoe socks. I had those purple Say Sky half tights, Brady. They got a run down there, bright purple. And I'd written them off. I thought I'm never going to wear these. This is insane, making a men's half tight this color. It's actually the same color as Izzy's school.
Yeah, university.
Oh, purple.
Yeah,
bit of husky.
Sounds very very kook to me.
So do the men wear purple half tights at the school?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
See?
These are ribbed as well, though, aren't they?
Yeah, they're
combat.
ribbed. They haven't made a lot of men's ribbed tights before. It's normally a ladies thing, but it is. They're my ultimate tight. Not the color, but the actual tight.
Yeah,
they're amazing.
The fit's amazing. The color is like, ooh.
But I didn't realize, but I paired it with my Adidas white T-shirt with purple logos, and
nice.
And then I had bright yellow Nike arm sleeves on, so I had fully bright like yellow and purple, and it was a real like smorgasbord for the tradies that morning because we run on the road. You could imagine what they're thinking with me running down.
Yeah, real look at me.
Don't worry what they're thinking, Moose. Just do what makes you comfortable.
I didn't worry. I didn't. But I said you could imagine what they're thinking.
Yeah, okay.
I rolled with it. I got shit from Ali, but I rolled with it. And so the workout was actually pretty good. Like it's not a fast place to run this joint. This is Camp Road. We run past the primary school here, run past Park's office, BMX track, and we go up to the tip and back, past the old coal mine, up to the tip and then back. So it was 4 by 6 minutes. Let me just click into this for the splits. I forgot my watch. So I was halfway down the hill driving. I'm like, damn, no watch. And just kept on going. What do you reckon? You guys would be able to pull that off? Run without a watch?
I could do it, but
Yeah, but you had someone there that had a watch. You just
get shared afterwards.
Yeah, I did. That was my cop out. I did get it shared afterwards. And I was only running to Ali's pace anyway. And it helped that I didn't have heart rate on because I could just tell her how easy it was. And there was no evidence of it not being easy.
Whereas I couldn't do it because I wouldn't know when to like float or jog.
Yeah.
I'd just be guessing.
But you know what would be good for you to just go out and do like the ultimate fartlek, which is just pick some spot up ahead and run hard to it. That's a workout we should bring back actually.
Actually, I would be fine because I know I know this corner is 1.5K from where I start.
Yeah,
all that stuff. So I probably could do it and just guess the recovery time.
Yeah. Yeah. This was 6 minute 326s, and then the 1 minute 306, 321, 308, 325, 309, 318, 310. This is Ali's splits, but I actually stayed with her this whole workout, so I was pretty proud of myself. She spent the first like half of the workout trying to drop me. Like every single little hill she would push hard on. And towards the end of the rep, where normally I start struggling, she like kicks on a bit. It's like if the goal of the workout was to drop me. And then she realized it wasn't going to happen, so she kind of settled in. And she would jog. So the first 90 seconds... Oh no! The first 90-second I jogged with her, but I wasn't recovering enough. So then the next 90-second I walked, and the one after that I just walked, and she sort of went out and back and collected me. So it wasn't exactly the same, but I was pretty happy with that. Best workout I've done in a long time. Then just jogged 40 minutes the next day, ran on the trails. Left this bloody dog lead. I stopped. I took the dog, this 50-kilo German Shepherd, down on these single tracks, and he runs on the single track off the leash, and then I did my shoes up, and I left my leash there, and so we get out and like running next to me fine all the way through the bush, and then we get back to the like kind of like near my house, and he's got a few enemies that roll around, a few other dogs that he just fucking hates. I'm like, oh shit, I should put him on the lead. No lead. So that was interesting. Got him home, no problems, no wars, no one got put down. The next day, I did the Jimmy Whelan interview, and I did a workout. So I've introduced this is my like second workout of the week is just run from home, but do a little impromptu workout, and then run up my home hill hard. So I did. Jog down the bottom of the hill. Then I did 11 by sort of minute on, minute off, not looking at pace, not looking at heart rate or anything like that. And then just get to, I actually didn't do this. Like, so the big climb was just part of the minute on, minute offs. I'm not sure why I did 11. That's a bit weird, but I did 11.
Maybe you thought you did 10.
Yeah. I think I did. I'm not sure why I did 11. This is not thinking at all. This is how impromptu it was. I was like, finished the last one. I'm like, probably should just jog now because I don't like. I'm a bit cooked. So I did 11 because that's what I had in me. Felt good again. Like I'm struggling up the hill, and I'll talk about that on Sundays. And then I did jog with Ali and Liam, and then Kieran came on Saturday morning, jogged from Ali's house. She was there you ever do this, Izzy? You ever rock up to a jog just wearing your full like pro elite kit, like race day kit?
No.
Nah, of course you don't.
The old jacket and pants, like for a workout.
Okay. Yeah, no.
Izzy and I have had some DMs about the elite kit, Moose. She might be one of the first one that buys. You know how I'm going to get the hats made? Protect the elite kit, or make the elite kit great again, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Boy, there's a few DMs rolling in about that, actually. There's a lot of people backing us there.
We'll be able to sell a few of those.
Anyway, I just thought it was a bit odd wearing like.
So must she had be like washing day.
Yeah, I don't know. It was like matching too, like same color, bottom to top. Like we're running in Aries. You just reserve the elite stuff for the race day, I reckon, in my opinion. Funny comment though, someone's like brought up Seth wearing.
He wears it. He doesn't own anything else. He's still waiting on his Nike shipment.
Yeah, I'm like, Seth doesn't care at all, and he realizes like, hey, this is me representing the brand. I'm wearing this stuff everywhere. Like I'm on the plane in the elite kit. Like, so yeah, but I don't think that's the chorus of behavior. Anyway, Sunday I went out the Uis. This is the Uyangs. It's like a state park halfway between Geelong and Melbourne. A lot of the Western Athletics guys train there on Sunday. You often see them in a pack, and then we used to go out there as Geelong region. A couple of powerhouses from Western Victoria athletics. We would sometimes like pass each other out at the Uis. It's pretty fun. It's a big hill, like it's a big rocky area. I think the summit's probably like 400 meters from sea level, and the bottom of the like where you park is sea level. But no one really you don't really do the summit as part of the run. There's this great dirt road that goes around, like circumnavigates the big hill, and there's a couple of solid hills on this thing. Like you go up a hill called Wawa Hill. I think Brett Robinson has the course record on it. I used to love that hill when I would do runs out here. I used to run out here nearly every weekend when I lived in Geelong back in like 2013, 14, 15, when the Cats was strong. And I used to love that hill. Like it used to be a real break point within the group run. You would sort of huddle back up at the top, but it was always like, okay, like a bit of a dick swing contest, to be honest. Like it was a bit of a race within the long run. Real Ballarat type vibes, actually. But I could barely get up it. I did 2 laps out there on Sunday, and I could barely get up this hill. Like I think I've been up there 29 times. Like that's how many segments I've run of this hill. And this was my 27th and 29th slowest time up it. And it's like I think it might be because I'm just a lot heavier than I used to be. And power to weight, like going uphill is a massive factor. So I'm like carrying a lot more weight uphill. It just requires a lot more power output to get it up. And that's like the reality of it. So I used to be a lot lighter when I was running well.
Your gap pace up there, though, is like 3:36, and then the second time you did it was 3:40.
Yeah, I know. It's the slowest times I've ever been up there.
Yeah, I know, but it's still probably not that bad. You're probably used to just fly up it.
Yeah, but I've done it a lot. Like, can you imagine and that's a fair way. Like, I'm not sure anyone else has done it more than 29 times. There probably are people that have done that, but that's a lot of times. And for me to have my slowest too, and I was working harder than any time I remember.
Yeah, but I'm just saying maybe you were like exceptionally good at it, and now you're just average at it.
Yeah, I was definitely good at it. Like it was. I used to love it out there. Anyway, I ran 2 laps of this and I loved it. I forgot my headphones. Do you know how fucked that is? Like the first long run I'm going to do by myself in ages and ages, 2 hours worth, and I forget my headphones. And this isn't like the most interesting running. It's like running on a dirt road and you're covering 2 laps. So I played it out of my speaker. Like,
no, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. I played True Crime podcast.
No, a podcast out of your speaker.
Yeah, I was so like.
On,
now I
your
was
phone, or does your watch have a speaker?
No, out of my phone.
You ran for 2 hours with your phone.
Yeah, I know.
With a true
last week you were saying you don't run with your phone. It's funny because I was literally running with my phone listening to you guys and you're like, you don't run with your phone. That's so kook.
Well, it is kook. I run with my phone every day. Like every single time. But I'm just, it might not be kook. It's just not that core. It's not what a core lord does. And here I am. I tucked it in to my like half tight so the speaker was facing up. So I tried to get as close to my face as I could. So it was like poking out my stomach area and it was, playing a case file. I'm a patron over there. So I get the episode early. It comes out Saturday night. So first listen.
I thought you were going to say you ran without anything and you got 15 minutes in. It was the most beautiful thing ever because you got lost in your own thought and it was like meditative and you're a real core lord behavior.
I nearly drove an hour home just to get my headphones.
And
then an hour back again. Yeah. It's great to be able to get a 26K run done for me though. 2 hours and not feel absolutely cooked. And the pace I wasn't worried about. Like this was a chill one for me. Like I went up that hill and it was hard, but I actually kept I actually kept my heart rate pretty good here. And
why did you do it solo? Where was the group?
Oh, they were in Anglesey or they were down the coast still. Bree's family had a barbecue out here. So I decided to leave a bit earlier and go and run. Yeah. So I wore my heart rate and my average heart rate was 142, which is like I could never do that like 4 weeks ago. Like things are building well for me. I'm on the right track. I still might still a chance for top 10 Sydney, I reckon.
Aussie prize money.
Yeah. How many bad days have to happen for me to get in that prize?
Yeah, a lot. Good. I'll whistle through this. I did 60 minutes on Monday morning, 4:34 pace, and 35 minutes in the afternoon. I was going to work out Tuesday, but I was just a bit cautious. I did that half marathon. It wasn't that hard, but it's still like a decent workout. Like, I was thinking if I was in marathon training and I did like a 21K tempo, I probably wouldn't back up for a workout 48 hours later. So I just jogged for 19K, 426s, which is quick for me. So I probably was ready for a workout, but I just gave myself an extra 24 hours, 30 minutes in the afternoon, Tuesday as well. Then my Wednesday workout, I did 5K at 3:17 pace, had 2 minutes walk, and then I did 4 by 1.5 Ks at like 3:10 pace, and then 6 by 300s at the end. Same as the stuff that I was talking about last week. They were all off like a minute. So
you feel better the second time round?
Feels a bit smoother. 300, we said it last week, 300 is so good. And it's very much like it's just get back to the car. Like it's almost like workout's finished now, get back to the car with a bit of like leg turnover, which is, fun to do. Thursday was 70 minutes before school on the Thursday loop. Every second Thursday I listen to Road to Somewhere, which gets me through this loop, 4:33s, 30 minutes after school along the river. Friday Moose, I put on the Light Spray Cloud Boom Strike 2. Finally did a workout in it. And it was very much just like I did 10 by 1 minute on 1 minute jog, similar to your workout. Just wanted to get this shoe through like most basic workout you can do. Just to be like I didn't want to do like a 50-minute workout in this thing and get 5 minutes in and go, this isn't going to work. So low risk. I was coming because I pushed the workout back this beginning of the week. It was like 48 hours after. So I'm like, just need something to tick the legs over. Still a weird sensation. This is the shoe without shoelaces, Izzy. You seen the on one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like it's slippy, you kind of put your feet in.
Yeah, I couldn't get my head around the feeling of that.
Yeah, I actually
I
wore
haven't
those
tried it.
socks that they sent with it, Moose. Like it's a thicker kind of on sock.
Yeah, it's a little bit thicker. I even prefer a thicker sock than that again.
Yeah. Yep. So put that on. Still like because all you think about early in the workout is just like, what am I feeling here? Like foam amazing, weight amazing, but I still had a bit of movement around my heel. But then the longer the workout went, I thought about that less. So I don't know if it was just like I was oversensitive to it, like looking for stuff to think about. Because then you run along going, well, does my heel usually move this much when I have shoelaces? Does it not? Hit the workout. Like I was hitting like, I don't know, 245, 250 pace for the 1 minuters or like getting towards the end there. So I was hitting some nice speed in it. But yeah, just that foreign kind of feeling that I've never kind of felt before. So good to I also wore some half tights that they sent me. I was telling you about this, Moose. Their half tights are so thin.
Yeah.
Like literally I'm warming up and I'm like looking down to make sure I've still got shorts on.
They're race half tights. Like they're and that's why I like them, because they're thin. But they've
Just
always messed the cut up. The On have just like they've never got the cut of those right. They've always been like either massive and gappy or like super long. Or they haven't had pockets at all. So like sometimes they've brought this race tight out and there's been no pockets. So yes, for a track athlete, fantastic. Or maybe like the elite who's just got bottles every table. But most of us just can't wear it, because I'm even taking gels in like 30-minute workouts at the moment. So
I had two there's two bum pockets on it, like both butt cheeks.
Yeah,
like,
they've put them
like
on
a pair
now.
of jeans.
They've put them on.
But I think stuff would bounce out of that, wouldn't it? I didn't have anything on there, but I had my car key and I'm like, I don't know if I want to put it there because it's just might pop straight back out.
Yeah, I actually haven't worn them. I didn't get the care package you boys got, so I can't comment. I'm just gonna sit that out. I was about to tell you how good they were, but yeah, I didn't get them.
They were very thin anyway. Saturday was 70 minutes. Loved listening to your interview with Jimmy. What about that sponsor chat? I'm starting to make a list now where it's like, all right, we're getting this reputation in Australia that everyone's taking unders.
Well, I was going to talk to Izzy about this.
Well, can I just say though, I reckon, because I've got a list in front of me, like who's on unders, overs, no name on it yet. But I reckon if you've got a hint to this could be, and Izzy, you don't have to comment on this at all, but that you hear of some Australian athletes who are on the global contracts. So it's like someone might say, oh yeah, I'm with Nike Global. I'm not with Nike Australia. And I reckon that's a bit of a sign.
Who are you?
I'm with ASICS Global.
Oh, there we go.
That's because like backtrack for me is that I went to college in America. I actually got an agent out of college who was based in America. And then I had 2 broken feet, came back to Australia, and I said to him after 6 months, like, I'm not running, I'm not helping you, you're not helping me, like, let's just move on here. And he was really nice. He'd actually Cooper Tears agent now.
Oh yeah.
But then I like had a bit of a breakout, ran second at Zatopek, and then he had put me forward to some brands like in the States. And so when I ran second at Zatopek, ASICS actually, then he must have sent me to them and, other brands, Adidas, whatever. They came back and were like, oh, we actually are interested in this girl who's come second at this race and run decent 10K time. And he was like, oh, I'm not managing her. He contacted me, let me know. And that's when I got Nick Batt-Doyle involved in Australia. And that connection was kind of already formed for me there. So that's kind of how I got a bit of it, I guess. But the deal from, the offer from ASICS Australia was, no money. And this was a little bit of money, but not a lot of money. So I feel like I got a little bit lucky because of my presence in America, having raced in the college system. And so everyone is different with where they come from. And at the end of the day, like we just are a smaller market, and, you hear stuff like New Zealand's even smaller. And so it is a challenge because we've just got a smaller market.
Yeah, the bucket's bigger.
The budgets here are smaller.
Yeah.
But it's not always about being like a better athlete necessarily. Had I not have been in America, had I not have had that connection with with that agent, but then it worked out that the guy who is ASIC's sort of America, ASIC Global, Nick had a connection with too from previously working at night. There's just always those things. So
he was good.
But
though,
yeah,
Moose.
I definitely agree.
You could be the man to start the union, head of the union.
Yeah.
Oh, wouldn't that be good? There was like an athletes' union, wasn't it?
Sarah Kine was trying to start one at one stage.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Is that the Athletes Commission? I don't know what they do.
Athletes Advisory something.
Yeah, Bucks is on that too. Lyndon.
Not sure it was
I don't know.
It wasn't a union, that's for sure. But
no.
Yeah. So what do you think it needs to take over here, Izzy, for the minimum pay to go up in running?
Well, I think at the end of the day, I still definitely hold my stance that we are not footballers. We're not bringing in massive dollars. Sure, we might sell shoes and that, but it's just a completely different landscape. You can't expect to be paid like other professional sports that just have a much wider market, that are, televised every week, that have, big sponsors on their jerseys on the ground. Like, we are bound to a smaller niche, and that's just the way it is. And I think, coming back to our first chat, it's like you have to be willing to put yourself out there and find other forms to market yourself and to financially benefit from your profile and from your sport. But I just think that awareness, understanding of, what maybe some benchmarks might be, and not selling yourself short. Like I'm pretty open about the fact that I didn't accept nothing. I said no to free gear and stuff early because I thought I was going to get better and I'd get something. And I think that's a really hard thing, is that sometimes when you're young, you just think, oh, wow, free shoes and, $5,000, like that's awesome. But then it shuts you off to extending that, because once a brand's got you, like why are they going to give you more necessarily unless you do something exceptional, like break an Australian record or something. But that takes a lot for someone to want to go, oh, we're going to, suddenly just give you more.
Yeah.
So I think people have to figure out a way to have some understanding about, what their worth is, to then be able to know what's acceptable. But that's where you have a manager too, to try and help have those conversations and have an understanding of what is realistic. Because at the end of the day too, saying yes to something still might be better than saying no. There's no
an all individual depending on the
certainty.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good anyway, Moose. You got me through 70 minutes on Saturday. And then Sunday, Anthony on the bike, Archie's dad. Haven't seen him in a while. So he come out on the bike.
Legend.
He's been out on he's been in Europe for a couple of weeks, I think 3 weeks. So we had a good chat. 30K, 4:01 average. Got rolling a bit. Have you guys ever had when you start your running, you got like a stitch? I don't know what was going on. It happened to me today too, and it takes like 20 minutes to like loosen up. I don't know if I've done something to my abs, Moose. Something's happened to me.
Well, you're out the door at 4:12. So can't be feeling that bad.
Yeah, but I was like, there's something. I don't know if I was kicking the footy with the kids at school on Friday. Like I've overreached and taken a mark, or been on the tools a bit, doing some jobs around the house. I don't know if I've done an ab muscle or something.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Today wasn't good. I don't think I could do a workout tomorrow. Trying to talk to Hudson on the bike today, and I'm like, mate, just be quiet for a sec. I can't breathe properly. Anyway, keep you posted on that one. It was 155K for the week. Let's thank some Patreon supporters, Moose. Who you got?
Yes, let me just bring that up. Susie McMahon. We know Susie. She's from Perth. Strava lockdown, but she has a very detailed bio. A British athlete living in Oz, fan of all sports, especially tennis, soccer, and athletics. A reasonable runner, still setting PBs in her 50s. Likes to buy running shoes. Yes, she's bought a couple from myself. So we thank Susie. Anything's possible if you don't tell me the odds. That's still from her bio, this. PBs 5K 18:15, Gallup Reserve Parkrun, March 2025. 10K 37:35 in Knutsford, UK. That's in 2025 also. 123.27 at Lonnie Half in May. And Western Australian state record for Masters, 55-year-old category, and Australian champion marathon, 3:04.02 at Ballarat, age 54 this year. Susie's running 3:04 at 54.
And Ballarat, that was not a great
Tough
day.
day too. Windy, hot.
Yeah, it wasn't hot, but that's a good day, Susie.
It was pretty hot. It was hot for Ballarat.
It wasn't hot.
It wasn't warm in ideal conditions.
Oh.
It was 13 degrees, right?
Yeah.
Susie's flying. Thanks for the support, Susie.
Imagine running these PBs. They're all in it when she was 53 and 54, all her PBs.
Here, let's get a watch on Susie because I reckon she can break 3 hours.
Yeah.
What's Ballarat worth? What'd you give it? What Ali ran 2:30?
I think she was in about 2:31 shape. So I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Good day for her.
Thank you for your support, Susie. Izzy, you're in the green there. Can you thank that person?
Okay. Yeah, we've got Tim Dowling from Sydney. He's run 18:30 for 5K, 37:32 at the 2024 Sydney Harbour 10K, and 85:27 at the 2025 Runaway Sydney Half Marathon, and 2:59 at last year's Sydney Marathon. He's a commodity trader at GrainCorp. That's some very good PBs. 2:59. That was a good run at Sydney Marathon. I wonder if he's going again in a couple of weeks.
Based off his PBs, that's an excellent run.
Off the 85,
like he's really
27.
converted from the 85. Yeah.
Yep.
That's good.
It's a good guy.
But he's Sydney local, so he knew the course. He had to run it.
Thanks, Tim, for your support. I'm going to thank Anna Alice from Melbourne. She's ran 37:54 at the 2022 Lakeside 10K, 1 hour 21:36 at the 2023 Sandy Point Half, where she finished second, and 2:50 at the 2023 Melbourne Marathon. Looks like she does a bit of high rocks and is an investment director at Rock Partners, brackets, private markets investment firm, close brackets. That's a title for you, Moose.
Oh, yeah. That's
investment director.
That I reckon
coached by Sammy at Run to PB. Good person, Anna, as well.
I was just going to make a gag about Izzy needing investment help.
Investment advice.
Yeah.
Anna,
I was going to comment that all 3 Patreons 37-minute 10K runners.
Oh,
interesting.
Good observation. And 10 minutes, 14 minutes between their marathon PBs.
Yeah.
Wait, oh yeah, so yeah, okay. Susie's
54, 54.
Susie, we called it. We gave you so much kudos, and these other two have just ripped it away from you.
No, we're not at all. We're appreciating Susie's 3:04 on a hot and windy day at the age 54.
Very good.
Thank you to our Patreon supporters, patreon.com/Inside Running Podcast. If you want to support us there. Big week last week. There was like 4 shows that went out there. People hitting us up about Google call ords as well, Moose, how to submit them. At the moment, we're just going on the Patreon feed just because we're getting smashed. And if we open it to the public, it's only a small percentage of listeners over there and we're still getting smashed with them. So we're just keeping it in-house and hopefully it gets to a stage where we'll open them to the general public listeners.
Just comment them on your Strava, though, if you got some.
I still get confused. Put them on every one of your Strava titles.
I've been using it. Like Finn, who was in my video, he's wearing a cotton t-shirt in that video. I'm like, you are such a core lord. He's wearing another cotton t-shirt on the Sunday long run, I think.
That is huge core lord behavior.
Yeah, and like full run, doesn't even take it off too. It's
yeah, loving that.
Is he just doing it for that reason though, to be identified as a core lord?
I don't think so. I think it's a genuine, authentic personality.
We've got to watch those people. Got to watch
he's pretty
trying to label himself. This week's Runner News segment is brought to you by Precision Fuel and Hydration. Gonna just rough recap of the European champs here, guys. I'm not sure how much you watched of it, but Jakob kind of kicked things off winning the 5K, 13:15. He bet Brem in 13:50, 15.6, and Grecia was 4th. Got out with 50 metres to go, kind of just snuck through. I love the post-race interviews he did. Said he hasn't started speed work yet. There was one where the interviewer was saying the people are doubting you. And he's like, who's doubting me? Who's doubting me? He's got so much charisma. I'm a big fan of him. Good to have him back in the sport and good to see him winning European champs.
I like seeing that.
Yeah.
He's really come out of he's grown into his own skin in these in how he interacts with the media and how he talks on his socials. Like, it feels like he's just got comfortable with how weird he is. And now it could be quirky. I thought it was like a Norwegian thing, maybe. Like, they're just all a bit weird, but he's funny weird. Like,
we have a lot of Norwegian supporters of this podcast. So that is Julian's view there, not the representation.
Yeah, well, all I know is Christian and Jakob, and they're both a bit funny. Like, but Jakob's got some good gags, like you said, and he speaks real slow, and he like, I don't know, he's just a weird dude.
Yeah, he's funny.
Nadia Baccioletti, she got the win in the women's 5K, 15:37.84, beat Marta Garcia from Spain. She got the double, so she won the 10K as well, and big kick finishes in both of them. You watch any of these, Izzy?
Yeah, I did watch the replays. Yeah, not surprising. Like, she's just a class above. Like, she ran so well at the World Champs last year, and yeah, she's got a very good kick.
Huge
she ran like
closing
60 for the last lap, but she did it all in the last 250. It wasn't even like it was all done in the last 250.
Yeah, wow. She ran 31:41 to win the 10K as well. And as you said, there's that video going around where she just puts up the back straight, 250 meters to go. She put 4 seconds into these ladies, and she's going through lapped runners in the space of 250 meters.
Yeah.
Yep. It was good to see Mark English. He won the men's 800 in 1:45.2, coached by Justin Rinaldi as well. So we've got a bit of an
he's a doctor.
Yeah, smart.
Is he really?
And he's like, I'm not saying he's old, but he's still running the 800 like in his mid-30s.
Salt and pepper in his hair. He's got a couple
of
sprays coming through.
He definitely looks old.
Yeah.
How good was that call from the Irish commentator? Do you guys see that? Like, they videotape it? That was someone put in our group chat, Moose. One of those, I think it was one of the guys. Really, really good watch if you can find that on there as well. The women's 800, I'm going to say this was one, like, after Jakob kind of had his race earlier in the week, I'm going to say this was like the most anticipated event for me that I was paying attention in. Audrey Werro got the win, 1:54.81, which was a championship record. Keeley Hodgkinson was second in 1:55.01. And Femke Broeders-Bol was third in a national record for the Netherlands in 1:55.54. There was some controversy, I think, in the semis because Werro got like checked and taken out and fell down, but then they advanced her to the final. And then, they all come out swinging, and Werro was too good in the final. Didn't mind Keeley's interview as well. Like, someone asked her like what she would do different, and she pretty much said like, nothing. I couldn't do anything different. Like, and almost pushed back at the journo, being like, well, what would you do?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So, yeah.
She kind of was like, I executed everything I planned to. And like, she was just, I thought I'd go in the last 50, but she was just better. So that's
move on. There's no story here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did wonder if where I would be actually like, because she hit the deck pretty hard and she jogged it in. But then I was wondering, is she going to be like injured or sore for the final? Or then again, is she like better off because she hasn't run a really hard, race that she's actually fresher? Like, it could go either way. But she obviously was just going to win probably.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Our man from Sweden, Andreas Aalmgren. I haven't watched this, but I woke up to a message from Christian and then obviously Jordo's in one of our group chats. So we kind of got a bit of a rundown for this one. So 27:23 championship record, season best. But Jonathan Goltz summarised it really well on Twitter, and he wrote, one of the most impressive performances you'll see in the men's 10K final. Sweden's Andreas Aalmgren runs 27:23, leading the final 9 kilometres. So the first K was in 3:17, and then he went to the front.
3:17?
3:17.
Yes, so slow.
He broke the 48-year-old European champ's record. He lapped all but 6 runners in the field, and 3 of those that were unlapped themselves in the final meters. So that's like to do that solo and beat Labalu and Grecia, who Grecia, same thing, just wanted to come second. I think he did this like massive kick down as well with like, I'm not sure if you guys have seen the video of that one.
Third.
But he's beating him by like 40 seconds.
Oh, sorry, third. He was chasing for third. Yeah. These guys were in different races.
Seconds.
Yep. So, Andreas is in form. I think Croaks is
Yeah, I'm
interviewing him,
big fan of him.
Who's?
Croaks
that
is
next
interviewing.
weekend?
Yeah, I don't know when it is, but it's coming up.
Yeah, I think he had to wait till after this.
Yeah, he was locked in. No media.
No media until after European champs, and then straight to Brad Croker from the Inside Running podcast, thanks to Nomeo, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
The 15 was won by Stefan Nilsson here from the Netherlands, 335.7. You had Filstrom from Sweden in second, 336.1, and Andrew Korsgren, the Zatopek winner. He was third in 336.2. Jake Whiteman faded here. They kind of said that the medalists, this is from Jonathan Gold as well, were 5th, 8th, and 10th with 150 metres to go. Really bunched and close finish. Last year's World's gold and silver medalist finished 6th and 12th. So a bit happening in the last couple of 100 metres of that race. And then Georgia Hunter Bell won the women's in 4:07.78. She's had a good season, hasn't she? Come down here early, got taken down by Claudia, and then Com Games gold, European gold. She did something else that was really impressive too. I feel like there was 3 things. Can't remember.
She beat Jess.
We Diamond League in there.
Yeah.
She's won a couple of Diamond Leagues, maybe, yeah. And then the marathon was on as well. Petros won that in 2:09.11, which was
a marathon still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Hot and
5K laps.
Huh. Yeah. Hot and hilly, I think. And Viano from Finland, she won by nearly 5 minutes in 2:22.26. This is the same Finnish runner, Izzy, that ran really well at Valencia last year.
At Valencia, yeah, she ran past me. Yeah, she's really good. She came 5th. She came 5th at World Champs in Tokyo last year.
Yeah.
If you look at her World Athletics profile, I can't remember exactly, but she did Tokyo, came 5th in the marathon. She ran the Finnish Championships about 3 weeks later, ran 2:23 alone. Then she ran Valencia Marathon, ran 2:20. Then she ran Seville Marathon, then Paris Marathon. She absolutely knocks them off.
Just backs
and this
up.
was so impressive. On a 5K course, and there's a photo of her just coming up a hill. She had to go up, how many times?
Yeah, 8
And
times.
I assume it's the same, just 5K lap, that she'd have to go up the hill. And she's just done 2:22.20 or something on her own, 24.
Yeah, 5 minutes ahead of everyone else.
Yeah.
Gee.
So good.
It's wild.
Moose, what news
They
you got?
Yeah, I got the 5K that Jimmy Whelan was talking about on his interview.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the Podium 5K Manchester. Jimmy Whelan comes second. He got outkicked by James West. He ran 13:50. James West ran 13:49. I am unsure how the race played out exactly, but I know Jimmy wanted to run 13:30 something, but racing may have changed how that went if it was a more of a sit and kick type environment, which it looks like it was. But yeah, Jimmy back on the roads. Good to see.
Yeah, I saw the time first and I'm like, 13:50. He's had a bad day because I thought what you thought he wanted to run in the 13:30 somewhere. But then I'm like, oh, no, he was in it to win it. I just saw a video of him crossing the line. So maybe a bit of a slower paced race. Final bit of news I've got is the 1,500 meter US champion, Koech.
Yeah.
He has copped a 3-year doping ban due to atypical blood values in his athlete biological passport. The ABP tracks the athlete's blood values over time to identify signs of doping, even without a positive drug test. He had emerged as a surprise winner in the men's 1,500 meters at the US Outdoor Championships last year. He beat Ethan Strand and Cole Hocker in a meet 3 minutes 30, or meet record 3:30.1, and then he kind of come from nowhere, didn't he? And then he disappeared the year after. So he's later claimed that he's clean, but he can't afford the $50,000 to fight the guilty plea, so he can say he's guilty and then reduce the sentence from 4 to 3 years. I did like Rory Linkletter's comment, which has since been deleted. He commented on Sidious Mag saying, where did he go to cheat? And I'm like, oh, I don't think he likes the, athletes going, because he spends a lot of time in Kenya, this athlete, and he changed alliances from Kenya to a US not so long ago. So bit to unpack on this story.
He makes a good point, Rory Linkletter. Where did he go to cheat?
Yeah.
I think if you are an athlete heading to Kenya for a substantial amount of time, like you are drawing suspicion to yourself, because that entire country, like there is a real, like there's a doping problem that exists there. We know that. Like no one's hiding the fact that like that country is having a lot of doping problems, and so it makes it's hard to understand why someone would willingly go there and sort of be part of that culture which exists right now of like elite athletes doping. We've seen a couple of examples of foreigners going there and doping. We know that there's a lot of European sort of coaches, doctors that have question marks on them. So, like, I don't know. I think if I was an elite athlete, I'd be looking for somewhere other than Kenya to go and train right now, just from maybe an image or aesthetics or a branding point of view.
I think Jack Rayner's like going any day now.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Yeah, well, I heard that as well, but yeah, I'm not sure it's the spot to go. Like, you got to, like, there's a lot of other places to go run in the world.
Go to Font Ramon, Boulder.
Yeah, but going to like the hot spot of EPO doping, like I'm not like it's just not a good look.
Yeah, I can understand like wanting a different experience, and I've always thought I'd want to go. Like years ago, I thought I'd like to go and train there, but now it doesn't seem as enticing for me. I know Sondre Moen's there for like 10 weeks. He loves it. But yeah, I don't know. There's other things to it too that don't really excite me. It sort of looks,
yeah,
I don't know.
There's a fit
food.
Not
interesting, but
not a girl like you from the leafy suburbs of Adelaide, living in Iten, eating ugali.
I love ugali. I had Lopez Lamong make me ugali once.
That's a flex.
Yeah.
That wasn't news.
No,
Thanks to
not
Precision
sure.
Fuel and Hydration. Chances are you're gearing up for a race yourself, but how dialed in is your race nutrition? Precision Fuel and Hydration makes it simple with their free online planner. Visit precisionhydration.com. Get your numbers today. Also, there is a new code Inside Runner podcast listeners, which is Inside26 when you get 15% off your first order, which I'll get to in our listener question in a second. Show's gone forever, you two. So you want to cut a few things here, Moose? I'll whistle through this whispers. I'm just wondering when the World Road Racing Team is going to be announced. It's on September 19th to 20th, 2026. I got a few, Jimmy kind of mentioned it.
It's been picked already. It's been picked, so just
Jack
tell
Rayner
us.
said that he's on the team. Yeah, but when's it going to be announced?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I was thinking that it's like I saw something about the New Zealand had already released a selection criteria for next year's World Running Championships in China. I didn't even know there was one next year.
Really?
But apparently there is.
US announced on the
I've unfortunately I've not taken my spot. I'm sure you want to ask.
Do you nominate it at the time?
I did nominate it early on, yeah. And I love the half marathon. Copenhagen's a great city. I've been there a couple of times for a track race. I would have loved to go back, but I'm staying strong to my commitment to the marathon. And I just feel like it was too much of I could run well there and then run well in Chicago, but I don't think I'll run amazing at either one if I do both. So I wanted to just pick one.
This is a real contrast from you in recent years.
I know.
Gone from like everything to like nothing.
I don't know exactly, but this team too is not. It's likely people are having to pay their own way.
Really?
So if you're already in Europe, it's a self-funded team.
Sure.
From my understanding.
Come on.
Yeah. So I think people may even turn down spots because if they get a roll down spot now because Jess is pregnant, I'm not running, Leanne's whatever, they may get a spot now and think, well, I actually can't really justify $5,000 flights to Europe from Australia. So it really works well for people who are already doing the European season, planning to try and be in the mix, do it or stay in Europe and do other races. But for the half, if you're not in Europe and you're back here, I mean, I could go on the way to Chicago and financially make it work. And I think if you're a certain ranking, you might get like part of it subsidized from World Athletics. Last time when I did it for Riga, I was ranked high enough that I got like part of it subsidized, but I was already in Europe, so my costs were a lot lower anyway. But yeah, I believe that it's not a funded team like the other ones,
that is
which makes it a
crazy.
challenge, obviously.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
This is a senior team.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of get some junior stuff if, like, you got to fund your way for some junior stuff, but this is a senior athletics team, like top level, right? Like road running world championships.
We hold this on the same kind of like status as world cross country.
Yeah.
They do.
I feel like it had a higher prestige when it was the world road, like the world half.
Yeah.
When I used to watch it, and I think it's great that it's got other distances, but it kind of becomes like, I might do that at the end of my track season thing, which is great to have another opportunity, but it does sort of.
And the team's now 20
it will
people
be
instead of 3,
it will be
6.
amazing. Like Copenhagen will be such a cool city for it. I'm going to have so much FOMO, but it just didn't work out this time around. It's 3 weeks before Chicago. What is it? It's 3 weeks after Sydney, 3 weeks after Sydney. So it just makes it difficult for after Berlin. It's a week before Berlin. So anyone doing a major marathon in that time, it doesn't really work either.
Yeah. All right, Moose on the loose.
Core. All right. Kook or core, doing your workouts in training shoes, like jogging shoes.
Core.
I'm going to say that's core behaviour.
Yeah.
Absolutely. One shoe for everything. I remember when I was in Ballarat and Collis would come along and do his workouts in Vomeros, like Nike Vomeros. And I'm like, this is such a core behaviour. We're all putting our bloody $300 super shoes on, and he's just got some banged up Vomeros that he's out for coffee in before.
He's just going 250 pace around the lake.
Yeah.
I did a session Sunshine Coast in my Nova Blast sixes, and it's the first time in a while that I've just rolled a mini session like in joggers, and I was like, I'm going to struggle so much here. I don't know how I'm going to get under 330s here, but I was quite proud of myself for actually doing it. So
was that
once in a while
before the race?
Yeah, it was just like a couple of 5-minute efforts and a couple of minute efforts.
Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, not really a session.
You still
it's still 20 minutes.
It's
still 20 minutes in Parlek.
20. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Okay, I'll semi-pay that.
Do you want to hear the submissions? This is Dan. You guys haven't heard these, so you're just going to give me your opinions on them.
All right, boys. It's Dan here from over in Cornwall in the UK, and I've got a core or kook submission for you. I think I know where Croaks is going to sit on this one. And it might be a bit of a controversial one, but I want to know core or kook sub-threshold workouts. Let me know.
That's good. That is good. Do you know what? That's a kook thing. Sub-thresholds are a kook thing. Like, just work hard.
They're good, though. No, they're good.
Yeah, they're probably good for you, but, like, what core lord's going out doing a sub-threshold workout?
Yeah, I agree. The core lords just wrecking themselves.
You're doing heel reps, you're doing 400s, you're doing K reps. Maybe you're doing threshold, but it's not really threshold, is it? It's like
10K race.
Yeah, that is a kook thing. It's definitely not core.
The quality of delivery from our overseas listeners.
They're really good.
Yeah, the overseas ones are killing the Aussies at the moment with the way they deliver these ones. This is back on Australian shores, so this is Josh.
Hey guys, it's Josh from Wollongong here. Love the podcast. Core or kook? Wearing your running watch with formal clothing, even if it doesn't match. A bonus if it's at your own wedding. Let me know what you think.
Oh. I was all with that until the wedding. I'm not sure about. I wear my watch all the time, like 24/7. I take it off to sleep actually, but yeah.
If you were going to like
that's a sponsored
30th
post,
birthday. Yeah. 30th birthday Saturday night, you dressed up, you're still wearing it.
Yeah, I'm wearing it.
I'm still wearing it casual, like semi-casual, but then to a wedding and like cocktail attire, I'm taking it off.
What's your semi-casual? Give us an example.
Like white jeans and like a nice sweater or shirt.
Like doing the groceries.
No, I go to groceries like in my tracksuit.
All right. Okay. But you're not wearing it out for dinner?
No, I would wear it out for dinner, just not like a big occasion, like a wedding or an engagement party or like a fancy party.
You got a white one though. Yeah. That makes it harder.
Yeah, it is a bit nicer.
Also, ladies have such thin wrists that it kind of looks big on them. Like a lot of the running watches, they don't make like a lady size and a gent size. So
This also applies to males, Moose.
Well, very small
whales,
whales.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I had previously had a Garmin, and it was a 965. It was quite big, and then when I got sponsored by Chorus, I do like that it is a smaller. Like it looks a bit nicer on me.
What about this? How cool is this?
Oh, with the green band.
So the thing at the end broke, so it just flaps. So
Mike.
The thing at the like the bit that locks the band in, so it sits flat, is broken. So I just grabbed the little catcher from my Garmin that's a bright yellow, and that's my
perfect.
That's core as. What do you reckon?
That's cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think leaving it on is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Garmin strap on at Coros. All right. Listener question. This is proudly brought to you by Precision Fuel and Hydration. It comes from Chris Runs Fast. How would you plan a training week if you only had 1 hour per day to train and a long run? Here we go. Write a program, Bruce. Start things off. Izzy can piggyback on your ideas.
1 hour easy Monday. Tuesday, we're warming up for 15 minutes and we're doing 30 minutes threshold run, 15-minute cool down. Wednesday, we're running an hour, very easy. Thursday, we're running an hour over hills. You're allowed to get your heart rate up on this one. Friday, you've run a 20-minute warm-up. Then you're doing 15 by 1 minute hard, like 5K type repeats, and you're going to take 90 seconds rest, and then you cool down for the rest of the hour. And then Saturday, you're jogging an hour very easy. And then Sunday, you've got a steady hour. So you're
punching the hills.
Steady hour, yeah, like up tempo types. That's it. That's my week.
I agree.
That. It's good.
Anything to add there, Izzy?
No, good bang for your buck.
That's good for your bang. But yeah, good one.
Yep.
Thanks to Precision Fuel and Hydration. Visit precisionhydration.com and use the code. So this is a new one, Inside26 for 15% off your first order. We got Lausanne, Silesia, Diamond Leagues coming up. National Cross Country Championships is this weekend in Ballarat. I haven't heard anything about who's run. Like Vic picked their team a while ago, but good money at it too. Saw the video from Mona today on AA's web Instagram, doing some promo for that community 5K there. Do we know who the favourites are? Someone throw a name out.
I haven't seen the field.
Ed Marks? I'll go with Ed Marks.
Is he in it?
Don't know, but he likes cross country.
He'll be the favourite if he's in it. What about ladies?
Andy's not. I know that. He's not racing again until Sydney.
Holly Campbell? Probably.
Ruby Smee. I could see her doing it. This is silly that we're just...
Well, we know the South Australians hate showing up for cross country.
Hey, I did well cross country when it was in Bathurst. I showed up for that.
You did.
But
yeah,
can't do it all.
What about your local cross country? You ever do that?
I run for my club for relays if there's a relays on. But if it's an individual thing, you know what? No. I could have to preserve my racing and I'll let someone else have the glory there.
Yeah.
Good team runner. When it's a team thing, she's there.
Yeah.
Moose, what's going up in your life between now and next week?
I'm going to Canberra this weekend, actually. So I'm not going to get to Ballarat. I would have liked
Croaks
to.
give you the keys to just stay at his place?
Oh, might just jump the fence, use the pool.
You know where he lives?
I do know where he lives.
Yeah, there you
it's
go.
It's a great idea, actually. He's got a big-ass barbecue too.
Yeah.
I like that.
Have a go at that.
Good.
Yeah.
Izzy, what do you got coming up? Marathon training?
Yeah. I might do a session this week, Wednesday, Saturday. Not quite sure yet. And then, Sydney the week after, which will come around quickly.
Oh, yeah, that will, won't it? We need some good weather, some good Sydney weather. It's been wet in Adelaide. Do you guys had that rain?
Yeah, it's been pretty wet. Like it's been raining just now. And that's why I had a couple of, even treadmill doubles last week was just because it has been rain. It's been forecasted everyday rain, but it's usually only it's not all day. It's for a period, but usually in the afternoons. Ned Brockman's in Adelaide, but I don't know. I'm not catching. I just saw on Strava today that Ned Brockman was in Adelaide. Makes me think of him doing that Sydney, but it'll be interesting to see how he goes.
That's an interesting segue. Ned Brockman.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking.
Brockman.
Sydney.
Brockman's in Adelaide.
Yeah, he's in Adelaide. Might try and catch up with him.
You share a sponsor or something. Is that why you mentioned that?
You might be pacing him for the first 25K.
I think he would probably be a bit more controlled, you'd hope.
Yeah. You never know. Thank you,
yeah,
Izzy.
I'm looking forward to Sydney. It'll be good to see you there.
Oh, imagine the content you're going to be involved with. You got a silent disco or something going on?
No, I'm going to a shoe launch, shakeout, and an after party, but I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Apparently some poems, Josh Liner poems. That's what I've been told.
Oh yeah, that's the current one, isn't it? That's what everyone wants to use that at the moment.
What's the next one, Moose? We need to find this trend.
Well, it went facials, then it went.
I missed that one. I would have liked that one. Leanne got that one.
Silent disco, then jogging on the hot air balloon, and then poems. So
is that Notes guy, Josh?
Yeah, he's from Adelaide.
Yeah, he's pretty successful, isn't he? I have only.
Yeah.
There'll be something.
Poetry.
It'll be as far away from running as you can kind of possibly think. But I don't know what it'll be like.
There'll be all sorts in Sydney.
You reckon
that's
juggling
just
or something?
Massive thing.
Juggling.
Parkour.
Too risky parkour.
Yeah. Yoga's been done to death. Pilates been done. Maybe it's just we go for a run. Could you believe that? Could you imagine that?
Just a run.
You couldn't ever believe that. That would be the craziest idea. At those brand meetings.
Actually, I've got a store opening for ASICS on Thursday morning. Got to be at Marion at 6 a.m. Thursday. But it's a shakeout run, but it's actually just 30 people from Runners One. They had to sign up first in first, best dressed. Everyone gets a pair of shoes and a kit. But that's a bit more core, into a running group, don't you think? Not just influencers.
Hang on, did you just send the link to the Runners One people, or that was
No, they contacted us, and then we put it out. We put it out to the group and said if you live in this area, within 10 k's from Marion store, and you want to come to a cool event and get possibly a free pair of shoes.
You are having a hard time getting that over the line as a core thing, right there.
Yeah, but it's at least they're doing an event. They're doing an event that's with a running group.
I get that.
They're going direct to a running group
regularly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're all runners who are training for something and, running regularly.
I'm sure you have core lords in your group, but let's keep it a bit safe, that term. A running shoe launch.
Yeah, I know.
That's not core lord behaviour, Izzy. Come on.
All right.
I think it's a bit more core than just the influencer list.
True. All right. Long episode, Izzy. Thank you for being here. 2 hours.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for being so open and honest and stuff.
2 hours, 40 minutes. Moose's PB for the marathon.
Who's
the time?
2 hours. Jeez.
2 hours 14.
Do you know what? It felt a bit quicker than my marathon did tonight.
That's good. That's painful.
We had a good guest on.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm stopping this recording. See you later.
Thank you. See ya.
Thanks to Precision Fuel and Hydration for sponsoring this episode. Precision Fuel and Hydration is the answer to fuel your next marathon. Their online planner is free and it helps you nail your sodium and carb intake so you don't fade when it matters most. Visit precisionhydration.com and while you're there, place your first order and get 15% off when you use the code INSIDE26.
Show love to everyone you meet. Doesn't matter if